Do you want to hear about how I thought I lost my credit card this week?
That sounds great.
It's very simple and very stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pizza on like Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to pay online because my wallet wasn't near me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took my credit card out, paid the guy, slapped it, and put it into my pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't put it back into my wallet.
So then you washed your pants?
No, I wore the same pair of pants because they were my work pants all week.
Yeah. And you had your credit card in your pocket the whole time?
Just but I thought I lost it because I opened up my wallet
And it wasn't
and
there.
it wasn't there. But I'm like, taking my wallet in and out, like whipping it with no abandon. I'm surprised the card never fell out. It was just always in my back pocket with like just super chill in there.
That's so pog, dude.
Yeah.
I love that for you. I'm looking at the document,
And you didn't change
and I realize nothing's been
You
changed.
didn't write anything.
Yeah. So let's just hop onto
Twitter
any website.
Twitter.com.
Um.
There was something that I was thinking of actually.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's up?
No, I was thinking of it and I can't remember it right now.
Oh.
Oh, the Elon Musk thing.
Did he actually give up his Twitter thing?
No, oh my god, have you not heard?
No, I remember. He paid off that woman.
Yeah. So Elon Musk 4 years ago exposed himself on a SpaceX flight, or like I don't know,
On some kind of flight.
some kind of flight that was under the brand of space. A SpaceX flight attendant said Elon Musk exposed himself in a proposition her for sex documents show. Elon, the day of the story breaking, Elon said he was now a Republican and he was joining the party or whatever.
I think it was like a couple days before, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was like one day directly before.
Yeah.
And he said that like now that he's Republican or whatever, outwardly Republican, there's going to be a lot of slander coming out against him. And of course the article breaks like the next day.
Of course, right? But he's like, gotta watch for my life, brothers. And really, it's just like...
And it's not like one of those where it's like hearsay or whatever.
Yep.
Like it's not like who was one? Like Louis C.K. for like the first person to come out.
Yeah.
Like it was like we were at the point where we're just believing people.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of basis for us to believe her. Now
well,
there is. There was very
Yeah.
quickly tons afterwards, but like the first
yeah,
thing was
because
just
the
like
first one came out years before and kind of just got swept under the rug. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember reading one of the things that like made me feel fucked up was like I remembered when that
I jerked off in a hotel bedroom across from a woman into a plant.
No, it's that like I remembered when that came out. I remembered years before reading an article about it and like not believing it, and for whatever reason, because it was like pre-Me Too, it was like 2013, and I was like, wow, I wonder if that's true or whatever. But like then it came out and I felt terrible about myself. I was like, oh shit, I should have just like been like, damn,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so but there's like documents, there's like a direct paper trail that showed that and Elon Musk paid this woman $250,000.
Which is like not a lot of money.
It was in 2018.
Yeah.
It was in 2018. Elon Musk was only the third richest person in the world at the time.
I'm just saying, dude, if Elon Musk showed me his dick, I'd ask for at least $1 million.
I would ask for
And then I'd punch him right in the dick.
I think I would, you know what, if I found out that he had a small penis, I think I would take
You'd take that for free?
I would just take $1 million just because I have the knowledge in my head that Elon Musk is packing 3 inches max.
Well, we already knew that, though.
Yeah, I'm the alpha now.
Nobody whispers that into their wife's ear
Yeah.
on their wedding day unless they're 3 inches hard.
Yeah, but like, what a fucking dickhead with that timing and shit.
Yeah.
Also, fuck. This is actually what I was thinking about this on the ride over. This is what I actually wanted to open the podcast with.
What?
Happy National Cop Week, guys. Over 600 officers died in the line of duty this year, totally from being in the line of duty and not refusing to get an injection in their body.
Or wear a mask.
Yeah, or wear a mask. So yeah, they announced that like this week is National Cop Week. Biden fucking did, so it's like directly the presidency. It
Love
wasn't
that
like,
for us.
yeah.
National Cop Week.
Well,
make sure to shoot your dog.
Yeah. For National Cop Week, make sure you put your dog with a big red target on its back for Cop Santa Claus to come down. For Cop Santa to bust it down your door and shoot your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then under it is just filled with people dunking on the Cop Week shit, like with the how many officers lost or died and shit. With like the numbers, like 444 cops died from COVID this year.
Damn.
And there's like heart attacks, 9/11 related like illnesses and shit like that.
Yep.
So it's just literally like so fucking stupid. Did you find anything worthwhile on Polygon?
PCSX2 is getting a new interface update.
PCSX2?
The PS2 emulator.
Oh, who cares?
I do. It's a great emulator, actually. If you want to play PS2
Oh, it is a great emulator. Oh, you know what actually is a funny thing, and I might have to play Rainbow Six Siege for a minute.
What?
Kiryu is in Rainbow Six Siege,
and so is,
along with his girlfriend from Yakuza 2. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name right now.
It's funny to see Kiryu carrying a machine gun.
Yeah. It's funny that Kiryu is actually going to always be bottom fragging in that because he can't kill people.
That's great. I do love that element of it. It's very strange. It's very strange. But yeah, PCSX2 slaps. It's a great emulator. You can play Yakuza 1 and 2 on there.
Yeah, if they're gonna make it just work better, then yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's a new interface update, and native PS4 and PS5 controller support.
Ooh, I always like native PS5 controller support.
Yeah.
Speaking of worthless news.
Yeah.
The Creator Clash was last week.
Who?
The Creator Clash? Did you not hear about it?
I did. I was just weird. I don't know. It seems lame, but
it was fun. Yeah. I didn't watch. I watched the highlights. I didn't watch it like I watched the streamer awards because it was through Fansly.
Oh.
And like I heard, apparently Fansly doesnly doesn't have like a proper moderation like Twitch does. They were using their live streaming platform.
Yeah.
They weren't like embedding through Twitch or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And Fansly they just have people they pay to be moderators, so they don't auto ban words.
Mm-hmm.
So people were just in the chat, dropping N-bombs, mostly just out of being like, you know, trolling and shit, being like, oh look, you fucking idiots, you didn't consider that there's still assholes on the internet. And then it's like, then they started to figure it out, like how to stop people, and then people got creative with it. Like, you know, spelling it with a 1 or a 3.
Love that for us.
Yeah.
I've just stumbled across this funny thing on Twitter. It's a Twitter exchange.
Yeah.
Ready? So, a fellow says, "Don't remember how the NPC quests in Bloodborne work, so the old woman is currently dead." Somebody sends, "Don't send the obvious cannibal to the church." And the first guy's like, "Is there proof he's a cannibal?" "He's actually eating a corpse when you meet him." And the guy responds,
Okay.
Sounds like an Elon Musk fan.
That's yeah, that's a good joke. Yeah, no, that dude is kind of fucked up. And sucks. I hate that one.
What?
That's like the worst part of Bloodborne. If you didn't know, like he gives you sussy vibes immediately.
He's eating a corpse when you find him.
He's eating something. It definitely is a corpse, but like you can't, like the camera doesn't like let you like check it very closely.
Yeah.
And if you encounter him at all and withhold the information about the church, he'll find his way to the church. Oh. And the way he works is every single time you kill a boss, he'll kill an NPC in the church. So you either have to kill him right there. Yeah. You either have to never talk to him, kill him in that spot, and he's an incredibly hard boss.
Yeah. Or kill him in the church. But if you like, there's you can soft lock yourself out of the final ending, like out of the secret final boss, if you let him kill everyone in the church. Damn.
Because there's
Does he get more powerful with every corpse he eats? That'd be cool.
No. He's just like a guy who kills people. He's just already strong, and actually every single time I kill him, I cheese him. Because he's like the place you find him is on like a rooftop, and you can't get he has like really big AoE attacks.
Should I buy the Morbius flavored G Fuel.
Absolutely.
It's called Plasma.
How much does it cost? More billion Morbius books?
It's like $36 for the thing because it's like a powder. You put in water, I think. I just like keep scrolling past somebody making fun of it, and I'm like, I want to have it because it's stupid.
Yeah. So the way you kill that guy is just like you just throw poison knives at him standing down a long hallway. That
because he's a slow ass motherfucker.
No, he can't walk into it because he's too big. So you just kind of sit at like one end of the hallway and you just throw them at him until he's poisoned, and then you just sit there and wait, and then don't get too close because if you fail to kill him, he'll go to the church, and then you have to fight him there. And there's not real. I don't know how to cheese him there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh. Jif Peanut Butter recalled in Mississauga, Brampton, and beyond due to potential salmonella.
You know, it's Jif.
That's what I said.
You said Jeff.
I said Jif.
You said Jeff.
No, I didn't.
You said Jif Peanut Butter.
Whatever.
Sorry that you said the wrong thing.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So don't get salmonella, folks. Try your best.
Yeah.
I saw a really funny thing talking about the summer of all the E3 things happening, the non-E3 E3 that's happening this summer.
Yeah, I wish IGN just took it over and just called it like IGN Summer of Gaming again.
Well, no, it's Jeff Keighley's Summer of Gaming.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Which ends in Gamescom opening night live. And begins with Jeff Keighley. He has like a thing at the start and at the end.
Okay.
Of all these things, but I saw like the Xbox and Bethesda thing. It's like Bethesda's currently like Bethesda's upcoming launch includes the newly delayed Redfall and Starfield as like its biggest games that we've seen announcement trailers of, but no gameplay for each of them, and they're coming out within the next year. So I wonder what's going to be at this conference.
Starfield was Starfield.
We're going to see gameplay for both those games almost certainly. Or gameplay.
No, for sure. Redfall is definitely going to get gameplay. Redfall at least wasn't like announced. Like it didn't have a release date, right?
No, it did. It was so they both had not like dates, but like, or I guess Starfield had a date. But Redfall was supposed to come out sooner. It just didn't have a date.
Like a Q3 or whatever.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this summer. But they didn't have a date. So it was like pretty obvious that they were going to delay it, actually, if you think about it. But yeah.
Fuck. I just don't know, like, I need EA to show up somewhere.
They'll show up in the summer gaming.
Need that.
Did you see that EA tried to get bought out by Disney?
Yeah. I saw that.
Would be funny.
Like it's just, it's
those
not
two suck so much they deserve each other.
Yeah. And like it does kind of make sense. EA handles some of their properties.
Yeah, like a couple Star Wars game.
Yeah, and also I think they lost. It's not called. They lost the name for FIFA or whatever.
They didn't lose it. They intentionally didn't keep the copyright, but they're still using all the teams. They're just not calling it FIFA.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be called like EA Sports
Soccer
or football, I think.
Yeah. Where that's like sucks because like NHL 2K.
Yeah.
The name works because I as a kid, honestly, so I wasn't super familiar with every video game developer.
Yeah.
I just thought they were just being fancy about the year 2000.
Yeah.
Like 2K02, and it's like, oh, it's just 2002.
Yeah.
And
2K2.
Yeah. And then, like, what's the NFL? Madden.
Yeah.
Simple. You just name it after a guy who was
Jonathan
popular.
Madden.
Yeah. NBA 2K as well.
Yeah.
And then EA, it's like, you can just, you have to go like EA soccer game.
EA Sports.
Yeah.
It's in the game.
I was like, They could just call it like football clubs shit. Or
I think
whatever.
I think they're calling it something like that.
Yeah.
They're calling it.
When it's sold in
They're
America,
calling it
it's
the
called
Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters.
When it's sold in Canada and the United States, it's called EA Soccer. But when you put it in the UK, it's EA Football.
Yeah, got a little fucking football. Oh, football.
Yeah. No, but like I just need stuff because like Dragon Age 4 was announced so long ago.
Yeah.
New Mass
Probably
Effect
see a
was
little bit of that.
announced
Probably
with
see a
like
little bit of that.
yeah, with just like one cinematic trailer. At like
Remember, Ian, you can always, without fail, trust in the 3 Bs.
BioWare.
BioWare,
Bethesda,
Bethesda, and Blizzard.
At least like BioWare doesn't. BioWare just seems like a toxic workplace.
BioWare, I mean, Anthem is dookie.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Toxic workplace,
Yeah.
where it's like it's definitely people who are like, we used to be so good,
Yeah.
and then everyone
toxic
left
workplace used to
because
be great
Casey
for
Hudson ruined this place for us.
Yeah.
Casey Hudson ruined the Mass Effect franchise, and since then we've been going downhill.
Yeah.
I guess Inquisition came out afterwards, but I think that's a hit or miss for Dragon
Inquisition,
Quest
I
fans.
think a lot of people really love.
I feel like every single time I talk to a Dragon Quest fan, they're either like
Dragon Quest?
Dragon Age. Every time I talk to a Dragon Age fan, they're like, most of the time it's like they love 1 or 2 and they never played Inquisition, or they only played Inquisition and then can't play 1 or 2 because they're too old.
Yeah.
And then it's like, because 1 is like just like a fucking weird like RTS.
I think Destiny liked Inquisition.
Destiny likes, I think she also likes 1
Yeah.
more than 2.
I don't really. So, from what I've heard, Dragon Age 2 went super Mass Effect, super linear, super small scale, like not a finished, a good enough game.
And also didn't do what Mass Effect did with, like, you know, Mass Effect, you play as a customizable character that is still Commander Shepard, with you selecting their class.
In this, you play as a guy named
Dragon
Hawk,
Age, you
I
play
thought.
as Hawk.
Yeah.
You were either a male or a female Hawk.
Oh, you can't design your character.
You do
or
not
anything
design the
further than
character
that.
at all.
That's
And honestly, but here's the thing. Hawk's design is really good.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's actually...
So it's like a Byleth situation.
It's kind of like choosing, like, base level Commander Shepard because it's like you get the most
Which is what most
detail.
people do.
Yeah. Like, especially, like, oh man, I love all the women in the Mass Effect games. But, God, Jane Shepard is just so much cooler than John Shepard.
You don't change the first name?
No.
I always do.
Because it's so unnecessary. Because no one's ever going to say it. It's only written, like, once at the beginning of the game. And it's just used for, like, organizing
I like
save
to
files.
change it. But I also name characters after me in games a lot.
Yeah, I play mostly women, so I don't do that.
You can't be a woman named Ian.
I wouldn't want to be a woman named Ian.
You don't... See, my name at least has a good, like, female version.
You gotta help me out, because I'm not thinking of it.
There's, like, 2 obvious ones.
Natalie?
Yeah. And Natasha.
Oh, yeah, there you go. See, I don't have one.
Yeah.
Ivana. Ivana hump a lot.
Ivanka Trump.
Ivanka, yeah. I get with
both of those-
with Broad City though. I was introduced to a new one, which is like, isn't Alana?
Yeah.
Yeah, is there like a weird I in that?
Yeah, it's Ilana. It's like Ilana with an I.
But it would be like Ileana if you like actually just said it how, like, if you
Yeah.
pronounce the I. But yeah, so then I thank you to that chick from Broad City, or else I would not have known that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the best fucking like like trans adjacent joke I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Is like you get to pick a new name and you chose Kyle. Or Keith or like Kevin, shit like that. People
Bro.
hate the K names.
I think a lot of K names people don't like because it's like K in English, you're gonna start it with like a harsh like, but
Yeah.
it's like a very spitty. It's like a retainer.
Mm-hmm. It's not like a K, like in a C. It's like a K
Yeah.
with a K. I know Family Guy's not that great.
Yeah.
But there's one joke from later Family Guy that has always stuck with me.
What?
Which is like they're going on some fucking like uncharted adventure,
Yeah.
and they had to answer a question to open a door.
What's the worst male name?
What's the most unattractive male name?
Keith?
And Peter just goes like Keith, and then the door opens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if your name's Keith, that would be a very harmful scene. I would feel really bad if my name was Keith and I saw that.
Yeah, I would too, but my name's not Keith, so fuck those guys.
See, the Keith I knew wasn't unattractive, but he was the kind of guy who would get in any fucking fight with anybody. But that was also high school.
The Keith I knew was
Similar? Different?
no, he was a uncle.
Yeah. Oh.
He's not my uncle, but like.
But what about Lakeith? Is that okay?
Lakeith?
Like Lakeith Steinfeld.
You're on the edge.
Because
you know what? It's kind of French.
He's the main from Sorry to Bother You. The main guy in that.
Isn't he in a bunch of other stuff too?
He's in a ton of other stuff. He's great. He's in Atlanta, that show.
Yeah.
He was also in Get Out. He's the guy who gets like changed.
Yeah. I always think about watching Atlanta, but then I'm like, I don't like TV enough to watch Atlanta. Like I've also been thinking about watching Breaking Bad recently. But that's mostly I want to watch Breaking Bad, so then I can go watch Better Call Saul, a prequel show.
Atlanta is funny. It's like
I know. Atlanta is like a proper comedy.
It's not like a proper comedy.
But it's written to be funny.
Yeah,
where Breaking Bad just has like funny moments that are when you take them out of context, like the fucking pizza on the roof. Like,
no, that's supposed to be. Like, just because Breaking Bad is a mostly serious show doesn't mean it does not have gags in it. It has gags.
Or
Better Call Saul is a comedy because Breaking Bad has gags in it.
Better Call Saul is also a comedy because Bob Odenkirk is the star.
He's a comedian. Yeah. But like, if you think about all of the actors in Breaking Bad, they're all comic actors.
Who's the guy who plays Jesse Pinkman?
I don't know.
I don't know. Man from Need for Speed.
Like Breaking Bad made him have a big role, but he was mostly known as a comic actor.
I don't really know about that. I know he was in BoJack Horseman, but that was after.
Yeah.
I just don't, because I don't know his history.
He's like mostly did bit roles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just don't know, like where fucking Bryan Cranston was
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, he was the dad on Malcolm in the Middle for like 10 years. That show was on for a long ass time.
Other things he did were mostly comedic roles.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and so in Breaking Bad, he gets to do some comedy, but mostly stretches dramatic chops. But like
Malcolm in the Middle was, in my opinion, was super unique as a sitcom.
Yeah.
Because it was like probably one of like the only major one of the sitcoms in that like major time slot.
Yeah.
Like that just actively was nihilistic.
Yeah.
And hated, like, it was just like, go
also,
fuck yourself. Like, not in the same way like Curb is.
Yeah.
But like in a way where it's like the world sucks, people are so fucking annoying, and it's a tragedy that we're alive sometimes.
Yeah.
There is not a single moment I can think of a Malcolm in the Middle that's like nice.
Yeah, I mean, Malcolm in the Middle, the thing that's interesting about it is it's a it's a single cam, which is like, you know, it's not shot like it's not a stage, like it's not Friends, you know what I mean, where it's like on a set type deal. It's
Scrubs
like,
was single cam as well, right?
Scrubs
was like single cam that pushed the idea of single cam. Yeah. Where it's a single camera, but they're stopping a lot more and like changing up scenes.
Yeah, well, it's because it's like multicam would be something like How I Met Your Mother or Friends,
Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
But like, yeah, Malcolm in the Middle was shot realistically, but wasn't afraid to go cartoony. But also like unabashedly, I can't think of many other actual sitcoms that are sitcoms where the main characters are poor and struggle with being poor.
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle.
Early Simpsons.
Yeah, early Simpsons is fucking like brutal sometimes, and also I get that there's supposed to be like a parody of like An American Family. There is a lot of like straight Republican jokes in that one, but about the Simpsons being Republicans.
Yeah,
but they're also supposed to be like the lowest common denominator, stupid family sort of thing.
Yeah,
and Lisa, I understand she is an icon. Yep. Back in the day, she did a lot of cool, fun stuff. Like they really did push the boundaries with her and all that. But she is so fucking annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
But then usually it's like resolved. Like the episode where she becomes like a vegetarian is like super preachy and annoying.
That's Paul McCartney's fault.
Yeah, for sure. But then it's
Why couldn't?
But
he
then
have been
like
the one that got shot.
Paul McCartney because he's more talented and has actually made better music.
Bullshit. Fuck you, dude.
What?
Name a Paul McCartney song that's not garbage.
I can name tons,
Like,
but I
which one?
can't because I'm not a Beatles fan. Or
All I know is he managed to write the worst Christmas song in the world that makes me want to kill myself. every time I
fuck,
hear
which
it.
one is it? I know I
Simply
having a wonderful Christmas time.
The fucking
you
synth
ever-
in that song is fucking insane.
Have you ever seen the Tumblr post about that song?
Yeah, where it's like it sounds like they're fucking doing.
It sounds like they're doing a pagan
witchcraft.
Christmas,
Yeah.
a pagan Christmas festival, and then they start going like, "We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time."
Mm-hmm.
As soon as a priest walks in the room,
or just like a person that's not involved.
yeah, a Christian,
But no, the synth in that song is fucking wild,
and also,
and it's so blue.
but we're also you're forgetting one part. John Legend, not John Legend,
John
John Lennon
yeah,
beat his wife and his kids.
right. But like, he could have been better. He could got better if he got older. People could change.
Yeah, sure.
He never. He alleged, according to Yoko, he never raised a hand to her. So he became a better father and husband after leaving his first wife and child, whom he had at like age 20.
Have you ever seen the clip of like John Lennon performing with Chuck Berry?
No.
It's like it's so frustrating because they're genuinely vibing.
Yeah.
Chuck Berry is like, "Ooh, this guy can fucking jam."
Yeah.
like it's like super sick, and then Yoko just comes in, like walks into the background, and like I don't like to say shit like this because it's like Yoko isn't actually the true like enemy of the Beatles.
I'm actually very pro Yoko. Yoko is my favorite.
I
Beatle.
am not pro Yoko, but she definitely doesn't deserve all the hate she gets. But this thing, she just goes in and just like, I'm gonna join, and then starts making like this simple, just like jam out rock session into like an art piece, and she starts like fucking like screaming into the mic.
Yeah.
And like doing like woman's anguish shit, and it just literally ruins everything that Chuck Berry and John Lennon were doing.
Especially because Chuck Berry famously loved to videotape women in the bathroom.
I'm not saying Chuck Berry was a good guy either.
I'm not even defending John Lennon here. I'm just like, people are like, he beat his wife, and I'm like, you mean his first wife, whom he left?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's worse that he abandoned his son.
Yeah, that is the worst part.
Like,
I think that's the one I used to say. I just
Yeah.
don't think about him that often anymore. Have
Yeah.
you seen that fucking sketch? I don't know what British show it's from.
what?
Where the whole concept is like, it's John Lennon getting fed up with Paul McCartney's like way of like handling the Beatles.
Yeah.
And he fucking the George Harrison and Ringo,
Yeah.
like the guys playing them are like, you don't want to step up to Paul. Remember what happened to Pete Best, and then they do this
That's great.
because Pete Best was like the fifth Beatle or something.
He was the first drummer.
He was.
Yeah, and then Ringo came in. and
Yeah,
replaced him.
then but they're making a joke like
like he's dead.
that Paul killed him.
Yeah. I do love that because like
But then the joke is that like Paul comes in with like he's like, are you challenging me for my leadership of the Beatles?
Yeah.
And then he like drops like a fucking like bag,
yeah.
and he's like, what's that? He's like, it's a tool to put you in your place. And he like starts beating the shit out of them, and he starts fucking screaming at him. But the funniest part of the whole thing
Is the Liverpool accent?
no, the Liverpool accent is amazing.
It's so funny.
But the he goes like, he's like yelling about like, the Beatles are all gonna be our Jotty Doodles, blah blah blah, and I'm even gonna let Ringo sing on one of them. And the guy who plays Ringo goes, but I'm shit at singing, and he's like, I know.
Yeah.
John Lennon also wrote a song called "Women Are the N-Word of the World." So
The intent is good.
the intent was there, but you shouldn't. He's also British,
Yeah.
so it's like he does like it's the thing. It's
No,
like,
I mean the intent was there. Like, I think
to him, he's just
personally-
going like, "Oh, the N-word is a word that means like you're
No.
bad, or like you're like lower than us or whatever."
I think he's literally saying like we treat women as slaves, which like not false. They do,
Especially at the time, like he wrote that in like the 70s,
like unpaid housework and like don't get to have bank accounts, at
and then
one point.
acting like they're not doing anything.
Yeah, like Like,
all you do is clean the house, make all my meals, make
take
my
care
lunch,
of my children.
let me put my pathetic penis inside of you and come in 5 seconds, and then I go like, yeah, sorry, you hate this so much, and then you raise all the kids, you do the bookkeeping a lot,
Yep.
like you're actually just a more intelligent person than I forced inside of my home, and you have your own ambitions, but go fuck yourself, and actually you don't do anything all day, and I'm the one who does all the work when I go to my office job and just sit around for 5 hours.
8.
What?
8.
What?
Not 5 hours.
8?
8 hours.
I don't care.
Um,
I'm just
No,
making
I know.
also
You're
the thing about like you're not all like, you know, when you're at work you're not always working.
yeah.
You should be paid because you are at work and you are there when you are present.
Maybe an 8-hour workday isn't the right thing in jobs that can be done in less time.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe if you can do your job remotely, if they want to force you to go back into an office, they should pay for your commute time.
that'd be dope.
Probably get people coming back to your nice fucking fancy building then.
Yep. But yeah, I'm pro Yoko. I'm pro. But I'm also a fan of performance art and
I'm a fan of
modern art.
performance art when it's like an art space. But like if like don't fuck up the vibe. Just kind of chill. Like if two guys are like, we're doing a happy thing, we're just singing together, and you just come in and start
I
screaming.
think a lot of people who are like, John Lennon left the Beatles and ruined it. It's like it's because like John Lennon was like over 25 or whatever, and like wanted to stop making music for teenagers, and met this woman who was like 30 who didn't know who he was because she wasn't a teenager. Like, she'd heard of the Beatles, but she didn't know
And
who
she was
John
also
Lennon
like
was.
an art kid.
And she was like a fucking art person who did performance art.
Yeah.
And was cool.
She was like outside of the mainstream, and he was like, I love it.
Yeah, you're a weird artsy hoe.
And then she was just like, you should probably leave the Beatles. Or
she didn't
No,
say
he was probably
shit.
like, yeah, he was. John Lennon was already going
He was
to
like,
leave the Beatles.
I want to do artsy shit. The Beatles... I thought the Beatles were my band and everybody was under me, and everybody now wants to have their own fucking say when I'm the genius, so I want to make my own shit.
Well, Paul McCartney's also like a musical genius.
That's how John Lennon felt.
Okay.
Like, not gonna say he's
'Cause
a great guy, but that's how he felt. He was like, I'm the boss, and every one of you is a dumbass.
The only Beatle I like, or actually I guess I like George Harrison because I don't.
George Harrison's Pog.
Because he died and we don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
But Ringo, great guy. He just hangs out, makes his MS Paint drawings,
Love
and Ringo always mentions his fan mail.
I actually had to stop answering my fan mail.
October 2010, no more fan mail.
I just like doing the fucking Liverpool accent though, and like making up stories. It's like
I'm so bad at it.
It's
As a
almost
person
funnier.
who is actually like
English.
yeah, but because my mom lost her accent so long ago,
Yeah.
I can hear it still in my aunt, but she doesn't have it anymore.
Well,
And
they're not from Liverpool, right?
no, they're from Bristol,
Yeah.
which has like its own accent.
Yeah.
But like I mean, like I'm really bad at British accents, period.
Yeah.
Because I didn't spend a lot of time around it. I try and work on it now because it's a funny accent to do.
Yeah, my nanny is British, like from England, so yeah.
Yeah.
She's not related to me by blood.
Well, that's still cool.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
she's from England.
I think I just keep fucking saying all the time now. I just keep finding explicit like reasons to say like he's not just the stepfather. He's the father who stepped up. Every time Kiryu.
Yeah.
It's every single time I like
It's funny.
it's a great trope.
Yeah.
Like it's just like that's sick.
Yeah.
You're like, because a lot, especially with like a lot of media,
Yeah.
where they were like, the only reason why a man would ever take care of a child is because it's biologically his, and then you have like these dudes who are like outsiders in like their environment, and
Or
they're
you have
just
all
like,
those dudes out there that are taking care of my biological children because I fucked their bitch.
yeah,
Yeah.
good guys.
Good dude.
Well, okay, if they know that it's not their kid,
I don't
good
know
guys.
if they know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I didn't keep in too much touch.
I was getting so annoyed
Yeah.
on Friday. So on Friday, new Ashley came over because that's what Blake. She just comes over whenever Blake's like home.
Yeah, she just comes over whenever Blake's like horny.
Yeah, that too. So she said something stupid, She said whenever a male turns 14, they should be forced. They should get a vasectomy for the means of birth control. And I was like, no.
Was that a rhetorical argument talking about how like abortion bans are bad?
No, I don't remember. It wasn't brought up about abortion bans, but we were dancing around the topic there. Okay. But then I was just like,
because
that's like, no. But she genuinely thought it was reversible. Like not in all cases.
They can't.
Like just like how getting your tubes tied is reversible.
Yes, it's reversible. And also, obviously, like at age 14, that would be a problem because
not everyone's through puberty.
And it could affect your testosterone levels. And like, probably if you're going to get a vasectomy, you should probably wait until you're older than like about 25.
Once you're fully developed. Once your brain is fully done developing, that's
So not that they can't be reversed. They can 9 out of 10 times you can reverse a vasectomy with no issues. Fairly easy procedure. 1 out of 10 times, or whatever it ends up actually being, a small percentage of times, there can be problems.
And it's why a lot of the times before you go get it done, they give you like pamphlets and shit.
Yeah,
that is like you should go and get your shit frozen because if you
just in case
if you decide down the line like in your 30s that you want to have a kid and that like you're just like fucked
reversible.
But I was like telling her, I'm like, no, that's not true, they aren't reversible all the time, and she just kept being like, but I've heard they are, and I'm like, and I know they're not. like
it is a small percentage that
I
fail.
Straight up started yelling. I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
Because this was just like another thing to me where it's just like a woman talking.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
I love when Ian catches himself mid-sentence.
No, I knew exactly what I was about to say. No, but like I don't it's like women are knowledgeable when it's about stuff about their bodies, and they should absolutely have total agency over what they do with their shit.
Yeah.
But just because
it would also
stuff about reproductive rights, that doesn't mean you're always correct.
Yeah. And also, again, like as a rhetorical device, like in an argument, absolutely. Like I stand by, like if you go, oh, blah, 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 well, if abortion's so bad, why don't we do that, blah, 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 right?
If they fucking made a thing that like on my thigh or like on my gooch or whatever, that I could like flick a switch and then all of a sudden I am like fertile.
Okay, but what if
do it?
What if you could have installed in your home a button that you press? It's just on the wall. It's like a big red button, and when you press it, you come.
I feel like because what if it's like a disappointing one?
No, it's a good one.
It's always a good one.
It's always like a regular one. It's not. You're always going to have a regular one. You're never going to have a bad one or a great one.
I kind of think of it as like jacking off with a fleshlight versus jacking off with your own hand.
Always feels better with the fleshlight.
Sometimes, but your hand is just nice as well.
Yeah, sure.
So I just think the button just removes like the nice
work.
It removes the work, but then there's less satisfaction. Mm-hmm. Like building something of your own is cooler than buying something pre-made.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be funny though, because you have roommates?
Is it always on me? Like, or is it always just you? Like, whatever? So they can just walk around the house, and I'm just gonna be like, guys, I had to go to work, and now my fucking pants are filled with
Or you could be at work.
Oh man, that'd be even worse.
It'd be so funny, dude.
I'd fucking quit. I would start.
You would become.
I would become. I would jack up. I would be coming so much. I would become. I'd have to have like anime testicles, like hentai balls, where like I would.
Where you can nut like 80 times in a row.
I nut like a fucking like. I nut like a hose filled with milk, and all you know what I would do?
You're throwing ropes like you're helping people up.
I would keep the button secret, except for I would tell like you. But then I would be like, Nathan, I'm starting an OnlyFans where I'm going to lie to people about how to have like no touch orgasms.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to like do a bunch of bullshit.
Like, make a weird
and then
face.
I'm going to like do like, if you move your leg, if you were sitting there and you flex just your middle toe 30 times. See, no, you can't move any other toes. Just the middle. If anything else moves, it doesn't work. And then I wouldn't show my feet because that's extra. That's a premium
That's more.
cost.
And
Or
then you
just like, or I would say I've been doing, but also you have to do Kegels for like 150
I think
times.
you can. I know women, if you do Kegels hard enough, you can bring yourself to orgasm.
I would
via
just,
Kegel.
I'll,
I don't know if the same is true about men. I'm sure you might be able to.
I would
Maybe
be like,
an
you gotta cross your fingers. You gotta cross your fingers.
cross your toes.
Like this hand I broke, like I fucked these fingers. You, like, or just like do this, like clench your toes and then unclench like 30 times while doing Kegels for like a straight minute, and then you just have like and then like I would just like be like, and then I'd be like, and now the show begins, and then I just have you just slam on the button, and I just blast ropes, and I'd become like the fucking in the top 1% of OnlyFans people because they're just like, bro, this guy just fucking paints a ceiling with nothing happening to him.
There's this one independent porn star woman who, like, I think makes content with the same dude every time.
Yeah. Does he
on
blast
Pornhub.
ropes?
No, but he blasts multiple times in one shot even. Like,
So like boom, boom, boom.
no, like he'll blast,
boom, boom, boom.
and then they'll keep going, and he'll blast again, and he'll do it like 6 times in one video.
That guy is a god.
I know.
That guy is made for pornography.
Dude, yeah.
I've only been able to do that like once.
And
I was in
I've
pain.
been able to go one after another. It's never fun.
No, like I mean, like one time I finished, but it was just like kind of like one of those ones where it like just happened, and I was like, I wish it didn't. I think I'm hard enough that I can go again, or that I can keep going. But then like I was fighting against myself because like the blood was trying to go back to its normal spots. And I'm like, nope, we're still going.
Yeah, and you're like using your own nut as lube at that point.
Yeah, the second one was great.
Doesn't it give you a massive headache, though?
Yeah, that's the part
Yeah.
that sucked. It was felt great, and then the
painful,
headache set
yeah.
in.
And so imagine doing that 6 in a row.
Bro, I bet that guy is just like a fucking. He's Megamind.
Dude, I watched like a sort of like a watch through of that movie. Like, that
Was it
sums up.
Amelia Watson's
Yeah.
watch along highlights? I literally watched that, and then I went and watched the movie myself.
Yeah, because we were talking about it last weekend, the best DreamWorks movie, and I think I like one of the things.
Oh yeah, because we got. You said it's
I
not.
said Shrek mid, and
You said Shrek mid, but I did think we did agree that Shrek 2 was great.
I said Shrek 2 was better than Shrek 1. I still think all of the Shreks are mid.
Yeah,
but
you're
there are
wrong
better
about that
and
one.
worse ones. But I think Megamind is like probably my fave. I
What
think
other DreamWorks movies are there?
Ants.
Okay, definitely bottom tier.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up because we can make this a whole bit
We could
because
since
we don't have any news.
we don't have any news. We've gone through any bit like little bits of news we have, and I don't think we did much we're talking about this week.
Yeah. So let's see. What do we got? What's the filmography for feature films? So we got Ants, The Prince of Egypt,
Okay,
pretty pog.
I guess
The Road to El Dorado.
that's also great. That's a horny ass movie.
Yeah, Chicken Run.
That's a good one.
Shrek 1.
Great.
Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron.
That's the horse one, right?
That's a horse movie.
Yeah, I don't think that one's good.
Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas.
I don't know that one.
It's from 2003. Dude, the music in that movie is by the same guy who did the music for Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3.
That's funny.
Shrek 2.
Yeah, great movie.
Shark Tale.
Not a good movie.
Madagascar.
It's all right.
Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
I don't like it.
Really?
I like Wallace and Gromit, but
Okay, I
that
remember
one,
liking it, but maybe I just remember liking Wallace and Gromit.
I think that was the one where it was just like that they were really trying to like expand it to the overseas audience and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a very British thing.
Cheese, Gromit.
We need to go to the moon to get cheese, Gromit. Cheese for our crackers with our tea.
We need to get cheese, or else the Beatles are gonna beat each other up before they can release.
Over the
I Wanna Hold
Hedge
Your
was like a
Hand.
meme.
Over the Hedge, yeah.
Flushed Away sucked.
Flushed Away.
That's
yeah.
the rat movie. Where like the fancy rat gets
Shrek the Third had
wait, Chris Miller?
Chris Miller directed it or wrote it or what?
It's Phil Lord
Direct-
and Chris Miller, right?
Correct. Chris Miller directed it.
This is a different Chris Miller.
Oh, B movie.
Great movie. Amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely nothing weird about that.
Okay,
one.
Kung Fu Panda.
Good movie.
Madagascar Escape to Africa.
Who cares?
Monsters vs. Aliens.
Not bad.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Fantastic.
Shrek 4 Ever After.
Never watched it.
Megamind.
Awesome movie.
Kung Fu Panda 2.
Didn't watch it.
Puss in Boots.
Who cares?
Madagascar 3.
Milking it.
This is the thing that's fun about Madagascar 3 is that's the movie that what's his name? That director of Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach. Noah Baumbach wrote Madagascar 3 to help pay for his divorce.
That's funny.
Yep.
Rise of the Guardian, surprisingly good movie. Tumblr movie, yeah.
The Croods.
Nick Cage is in that.
Yeah, I think that's good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Turbo, snail movie about going fast.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, is he the snail?
He's Turbo.
Oh, I never saw it.
Yeah.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman,
I
surprised.
didn't know that movie came out.
I thought that movie was like coming out now. I literally thought that movie was like coming out a few years, like not like 2014, like 2019.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I fuck with those cartoons because I grew up watching those.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Awesome.
Penguins of Madagascar.
Whatever. Oh, there's a funny running bit. Nicholas Cage them.
Oh.
Like that shit. What the fuck is Home?
That's the one with
It's the aliens with Sheldon, yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yeah.
Trolls.
Bad.
The Boss Baby.
Greatest movie of all time.
Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. I never watched it, but
well, it's by
could've been
Theodore
good.
Shapiro.
Okay, not every Jewish person with the last name Shapiro is related to Ben Shapiro. It's a very common name.
Yeah, it is a lot more common. I never saw the third How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was too emotionally destroyed after the second one.
Damn. What about Abominable?
That one looked kind of fun.
Yeah. Trolls World Tour.
Can't believe, like,
The only thing anybody knows about Trolls World Tour is that the McElroys started a podcast to be in Trolls 2.
they did.
They were.
Yeah.
The
Croods
Croods
New Age.
2. Spirit Untamed.
I don't know what that one is.
That's the sequel to Spirit, but there's no Native American people in it.
Oh, that looks like straight to DVD shit.
It sure is. The Boss Baby Family Business, I think, was straight to Netflix. And then The Bad Guys, which I didn't realize was a...
DreamWorks film.
Yeah.
I knew it was.
Yeah, it looked all right. Sam Rockwell's good.
Yeah, I think I'll probably watch it once it's like out.
Yeah.
I kind of want to check out that new Chip and Dale.
Oh yeah,
that came
it's on Disney Plus.
I think it's a premium Disney Plus thing.
Is it? I thought it was just on Disney Plus.
Well, if it is, good for people who own Disney Plus.
I saw. Did you get spoiled that Ugly Sonic shows up?
Yeah, I did. He's like a major part of the movie too.
Is he? I thought he was just.
He's like an FBI agent that's like traces them down at some point.
Damn. Okay, that sounds. It looks fun. I also think the bit where all the Seth Rogen animated characters meet each other is funny. Like that I saw a clip of. So everyone was like, this movie looks like shit, and I'm like, it's from the director of Popstar, baby. It's from the Popstar people. Like,
also, it's gonna be awesome. Looking at it, I didn't think it looked like shit. I think the concept was weak, but there's so many people in it that it's like, even if it's bad, this is a 6.
This is going to have funny jokes in it.
Like John Mulaney as like the one who's like stuck in the past is like so perfect for who he is. Yeah. Andy Samberg being like the annoying one who went forward, and that's why he's like 3D CG and shit.
Yeah, because he got like it's like plastic surgery.
Yeah.
In the metaphor, which is fun.
Mm-hmm. And then there's like a ton of stuff like that. John Mulaney's in some hot water right now, though.
Yeah, because he did transphobia.
Well, he allowed transphobia.
What's the difference?
The difference is that
also Troll Hunters: Rise of the Titans. The Troll Hunters stuff is apparently really good. In development, what are they working on? They're working on Dogman. They're working on Mice and Mystics. An untitled 5th Shrek film?
Apparently the 4th Shrek film isn't that bad.
He wishes his life was different, and he was upset about it.
Well, yeah, because then it turns out like he never met his wife.
Yeah. And then untitled 3rd The Boss Baby movie.
Obviously. It makes enough money.
And they also, I think, have animated TV shows.
What's the fucking 3rd Boss Baby movie going to be, though? That, like, they are now like, the Boss Baby and his, like, older brother are now going to be, like, grandparents, and then the boss baby from the second one is like the parent,
Yeah.
and they're meeting their grandkid who also turns out to be a boss baby, and then they get turned into babies again.
Listen, all
But
I
there's
know
3
is
of them.
they've also done a Boss Baby TV show.
Yeah, but doesn't have like any of the cast because
boss-
obviously Alec Baldwin's way too expensive.
It's called The Boss Baby Back in the Crib.
yeah, and there's like it's like
So let's go through DreamWorks Television.
Boss Baby Back in the Crib is very Rugrats. Like that's the concept is that the boss baby goes around and bosses around other
Penguins of
babies.
Madagascar, Neighbors from Hell, Kung Fu Panda, Legends of Awesomeness. DreamWorks Dragons. So it was a TV show that was on Cartoon Network from 2012 to 2014, and then Netflix from 2015 to 2018. There was a Monsters vs. Aliens show on Nickelodeon. There was a Turbo Fast show. VeggieTales in the House.
VeggieTales.
All Hail King Julian. The Adventures of Puss in Boots. Dino Trucks with an X.
They did a fucking new Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, they did a Mr. Peabody and Sherman show. New one. I think also on Netflix. Oh, right. DreamWorks did the Voltron show, which was good until it wasn't.
It was good till it was queer baiting.
Yeah.
They also did She-Ra and the Princess of Power.
Oh yeah. But that was good the whole way through apparently.
Oh yeah, Anthony was telling me I watched like the first season and then fell off. Anthony
Wait,
was
there's
telling me that it
2
just gets
Boss
better.
Baby TV shows.
Really?
So there's Boss Baby Back in Business and Boss Baby Back in the Crib.
Hey, they also make Fast and Furious Spy Racers.
Have you watched that show?
No, I would never.
Then you're not a real fan.
I don't even want to be a fan anymore after Vin Diesel's being a piece of shit now.
Well, he's been a piece of shit the whole time.
Well, but now he's being like rude to the people that like have made the franchise what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really. It doesn't feel like it's about family anymore.
You know that the Rock's been in those movies for 10 years now.
Yeah, Fast 5 was his first one.
It was just 10 years ago.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm happy that it's ending.
Yeah,
I'm happy that the main cast is ending. I would still like to see like these characters go somewhere, especially since they like Han has been gone for so long,
and now he's back.
he's such like he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
And then like same like pairing him with Jason Statham could be like really fun. Because I don't know, it sounds like
in like Hobbs and Shaw 3,
Hobbs and Shaw 2.
2 rather.
It's a teaser at the end of F9.
yeah,
that-
that he's hanging out with Jason Statham.
Jason Statham is like has someone in a body like he's like beating the shit out of like a fucking like punching bag.
Yeah.
And then he like just starts talking out loud, thinking like, oh, he's on like his. I think he has headphones in. It's like, oh, he's talking to someone on the phone while he was working out. But then he unzips the fucking bag, and there's just a man trapped inside of it, like
Yeah.
he's interrogating him. And it's like it's fucked up, but it's a fun joke.
Yeah.
But then someone's knocking at his door, and he opens the door, and it's Han, and he killed Han.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that would be fun to have them work together. I think because it sounds like The Rock doesn't even want to come back at all.
I hope Black Adam's good.
I hope so.
Because and again, not because I'm a huge Black Adam fan. I don't know much about that
I'm a huge
character.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson fan.
No, I'm neither. I'm a huge Justice Society fan.
I just think Dwayne seems like a fun guy. He seems like
Sure.
he's very wholesome.
But more interesting to me is fucking Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. That's cool.
yeah.
You know Dr. Fate's cool.
Yeah, and then also we can get closer to Zatanna.
Yeah, well, Dr. Fate and Zatanna aren't super related in the comic. Because it's...
Zatanna's his daughter.
No.
Zatara.
So Zatara is the dad of Zatanna.
Okay.
But in Young Justice, they had Zatara take over as Dr. Fate when the other guy died.
Yeah.
That's not really from the comics. It's just the other guy is Dr. Fate.
Damn.
And well, there was a later Dr. Fate.
Injustice made so much good lore.
You mean Young Justice?
That's what I meant. Injustice also has some pretty good lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It spawned its own comic book. Because
The comic book's better than the games.
I'm sure.
Because it's written by Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
Who's done a lot of great stuff, including the current Nightwing run, which has won like 1 million awards because it's great. You know I love my boy Nightwing.
Yeah.
He's so good. We need more him.
Do we?
Yes.
The Gummies Gum
You
Girl?
know the only live action Nightwing is on Titans, the TV show.
Yeah?
Yep.
I gotta start watching Young Justice again.
Yeah, I want to watch season 4. I liked season 3, but apparently season 4 is not quite as
Season 3 was the
Outsiders.
Outsiders. Yeah, I think I started season 4.
Yeah,
and
when
then
the
fell
first couple
off.
episodes came out.
Yeah.
It's
Was
just
season
like-
4 the one that opens with Connor and McGann?
They go to Mars to get married.
and yeah, they're gonna get married, and then it started a whole bunch of shit, and I'm like, oh, it's just so cumbersome when you started in the first episode.
Yeah.
Like in Young Justice season 1 and season 2, there's a lot of like waiting to get into things, or
Yeah.
like a little like bits and builds up, and then in the Outsiders season,
A million things happen all at once.
but also it's like they have their fucking problems with Terra and G-Force.
Yep.
Is that his name? Is that Troy Baker's character?
Is it G-Force? It's something.
Or
like
Geo-Force?
Geo,
Yeah.
it's something like that.
Yeah, it's like you get into that really early, but then there's like a bunch of downtime.
in between, and then when the end happens, you're like, oh, that's a different
it's
way
like-
than I thought it would go.
Yeah, first they go, it's like the first episode.
Yeah.
They you hear about the stuff with the made up country.
Yeah.
Then they go to that country, and then they get I don't know, Terra shows up later, but they get Geo-Force out, and they meet, what's her name, like Angel or something? The chick who has an incredibly brutal fucking death and then gets revived because she's like a mother
she's
box.
not actually, she's not actually like a person. She's like a thing that took over a corpse,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah, and that was like, and that was also just a tone setter right there where her face gets melted off.
Yeah.
And she's like a just skeleton, and then she's like, oh, cool.
I like that she ends up sticking with having the hijab, which is cool.
Yeah, because she was like, it just feels respectful to the person that she used to be or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like the bug guy. I think he was just kind of annoying.
Forager.
Forager is autistic. Yeah. Other than, but like, yeah, then there's a bunch of episodes of like they're going to school together. Fucking mother box girl gets in a lesbian relationship with the Harper girl.
Yeah, Harper Row, who is a
Harper Row.
character who is like a fucking semi-obscure Batman character. I don't know. Do you think she's obscure? She's really only from the New 52, I think.
Yeah, I didn't actually even know who she was before that.
I was like, that's a familiar name.
Have you seen all the bullshit? Speaking of Batman, have you seen
Yeah.
all the bullshit people have been saying about Gotham Knights or whatever?
That it kind of does not look good.
Yeah, but that's because they made a trailer on the old gen fucking thing, which
That's
is
not how that works. No, they had that trailer and they announced that they canceled the old gen. That's probably how the game actually looks.
I believe that the footage that is circulating now
Yeah.
that people are like mostly criticizing is old gen footage.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
And I'm like, I don't really care. Like the game could be dog shit. I'm gonna buy it because I can play as Nightwing and Batgirl and
Yeah.
make them kiss.
and it's an open world like beat 'em up
Destiny
game.
clone.
Destiny clone. I don't think it's a Destiny clone.
Yeah.
You have to have unique
I
characters.
hope
to
it's
be
good.
Destiny.
I hope it's.
But
I hope
there's
it's
a
great.
there's a glider.
Love a glider.
There's
love a motorcycle.
There's probably a grappling hook.
Almost certainly a
It's
grappling
Batman.
hook. Yeah, I think we've seen the grappling hook in multiple trailers.
Yeah.
It's almost certainly going to have a really frustrating loot system.
Yeah, probably. Because it is like a looter beat 'em up.
Yeah, it looks like it's not that good. Like nothing I've seen of the game made me go, oh, the game's gonna be awesome.
It just like to me as a
I'm just
concept.
like, oh, I'd like to. Like it's not like the Suicide Squad game, Kill the Justice League,
Yeah.
as the Suicide Squad. Like that, I'm like, that could be really fucking cool.
Yeah, that looks like a story-driven game where
Yeah.
a story-driven game where it's like you're playing like through line, you're going through levels.
Yeah.
It's very linear.
Do you
But
want
this
what are you gonna get that game on, Ian? If you get it on
Suicide Squad
PS5,
killed the Justice League?
yeah,
PS5.
hell yeah. Okay, we're gonna play online,
Yeah, sure.
and we'll pick two characters and we'll make them kiss.
Oh, wait,
So
you mean
you could be Harley, I could be Deadshot. We could make them kiss.
I'll play
Like,
anyone. I think
They all look fun. Yeah.
They all looked really fun. Yeah, I think probably the one character I don't really want to play is Deadshot
yeah.
because shooter.
He's like generic, unless they turn like him being perfect shot into a fun gameplay mechanic.
Honestly, I think that's what they should do.
Yeah.
And treat him like a fighting game character where you don't actually shoot with him.
You don't even need to look at characters. Like it'd be cool if you're just like,
Yeah. Okay, either it has to be like Splinter Cell sort of shit with the marking system, or Red Dead's Deadshot or Deadeye. Like, there needs to be something like that, or just I press buttons and I do combos with guns.
Yeah.
That like long.
I think it is a third-person shooter because like Harley has a gun, which she normally doesn't.
Harley has a gun. Captain Boomerang
throws boomerang.
He throws his boomerang and he can teleport to it.
Yeah.
And then King Shark has a Gatling gun.
He has a big gun.
Yeah.
So I think it is going to be a third-person shooter, but how that works with Deadshot could be fun. Also, like, I think the purpose when you make a game like that, you should make the characters you play as feel very powerful against humans. Mm-hmm. And then when you're up against like strong people for the boss fights, like Wonder Woman or Flash or whatever, like you should feel very weak.
Honestly, I think that might be like kind of the problem with Destiny.
Yeah,
is that there's like a lot of the enemies you fight are just normal people. They not enough of them spawn, so it's just kind of like is an annoyance when you do fight the enemies that run a lot at you.
Yeah,
and they all have like perfect aim on you and shit.
I fucking hate that in video games.
Yeah. Like they very rarely miss, even when you're playing on like the lower level stuff. It kind of just makes really like sells the idea of like you just need to grind to do this. It doesn't matter your skill. Your just numbers need to match the numbers we put out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which in Destiny 2...
Or you need to play the game extremely boring where you're always behind cover and you're only popping out every once in a while.
That's what I had to do for some stuff in Destiny 2 because I got to like a point where it's like I couldn't level up anymore. Like I couldn't do it to grind would take me like 30 hours. Or I could just beat this one fucking mission that was like locking me behind content.
Do you remember how Ghost of Tsushima is a game where you do get rewarded for doing stealth, but when you come out of stealth, like you could go to a base, you could stealth, you get caught, you get spotted, everybody comes at you, then you're also strong enough and the combat's quality enough that you could just take on the rest of them in a relatively tricky fight. That's good. It's a good game design for stealth. Like I'm fucking with Watch Dogs 2 right now, and like you kind of just have to stealth until you just start gunning people down, but you have fairly low health.
Yeah, and it is like a cover shooter when you actually get into combat, and it's not bad. Yeah, we were talking about it a bunch before we started recording.
Yeah,
I like the only bad part about that game is the fucking story.
Yeah,
like it's just.
It's good. It's like basically if you've missed Saints Row and specifically more of the Saints Row 2-esque Saints Row.
Yeah. The good Saints. If you missed Saints Row when it was good.
Yeah. Watch Dogs 2?
Yes, I will slander Saints Row 3 forever.
Yeah, I don't care. It's like slander 3. I think 3 is like really again, like the switch they made there where they were like, this is a game that is about being ridiculous, sort of, was kind of lame. And also just like...
We saw all the reviews we got for Saints Row 2 praised our minigames and how they were silly.
Yeah. Let's make that the focus of this one. But they didn't like focus on it hard enough.
And let's also remove
that's why I always say 4 is better than 3, is because like 4 is so silly. It's like beyond over the top that I'm like, oh, this actually sells it as a ridiculous.
And also 4 takes like the dumbass shit they added in 3 that was kind of like worthless and made it fun.
Yeah.
Like the takedown system in 3 is kind of stupid because it just leaves you open to to take a bunch of hits. When really, if you just like meleeed the guy outside of that.
Saints Row 4 is basically a prototype game.
Yeah, and Saints Row 4 also like that's how I did combat for a lot of it. Is like I don't really want to like Saints Row 4 when it first came out.
Yeah,
was not as good as Saints Row 4 now.
Yeah,
because Saints Row 4 when it came out, it was really it took a long time for your like magic powers to come back in. You kind of just ran around and like did like your super like your fucking grapples on enemies a bunch because that killed them instantly.
Yeah,
and then you would just run and leave and then come back. Like shooting wasn't very worth it until you got like fully upgraded versions of the guns.
The dubstep gun.
Saints Row 4 now post DLC, post everything, like the complete game
remaster. Yeah.
Saints Row 4 didn't get a remaster,
didn't it?
Saints Row 3 did.
I thought they also did the re-elected version of 4.
No, that's just the game of the year.
Oh, but they ported it at least, right? Like it's ported on current gen systems.
Yeah, it's
right?
on current gen, but there's no like enhancements. There's nothing that makes it truly better.
Okay.
But now
probably the frame rate's better.
probably is like a lock 60 instead of like variable 30. Yeah. So last time I played Saints Row 4, you could
Had all the bullshit.
No, not just like had all the bullshit. Like I didn't have like all the OP stuff that just gets dropped in your inventory, which is like the problem with Saints Row. Is that like, especially Saints Row 3, if you just start the game, they give you all the DLC stuff and it fills up your like car inventory, and it's like, why even bother? You have 1,000 vehicles now.
Yeah.
And then you get the flying vehicles that you would get at the end of the game immediately, because the penthouse has the helicopter pad, which then you get through the DLC. You get the Saints VTOL and the Interceptor. The Saints versions, where it's like you should be waiting till the end of the game to get these, but instead you get them at the beginning, and it's like, well, I'm never gonna fucking drive anymore.
Yeah.
Same with like, you can get a homie to give you a helicopter at like level, like RP level 10 or something. It's like, fucking why drive? Why even have cars in the goddamn game? That's why Saints Row 4 is perfect.
Well, Saints Row 4 has cars.
Yeah, but why use them?
I know. It's so funny. I remember like at the time having fun, like showing somebody the game and being like, yeah, it's like kind of like GTA, and like driving the car around for a bit, showing somebody the game, and then I was like, and then sometimes you can just get out and go and fucking fly around.
And then you can also get like the upgrades to your sprint, like the tornado sprint, where fucking like the cars just get whipped up around.
That's
you
so
and shit.
fun.
I think what I think is a big flaw going from Saints Row 2 to Saints Row 3, but it's like a flaw in terms of like keeping pace with like the story, or keep like not allowing you to be some super powerful very quickly. Saints Row 2 had the system where you just had to have an RP, like an RP
rep
level to be able to do a main mission. But then you could also like, so instantly, this is what I did, like an asshole. Well, every single time I played Saints Row 2, which was like 10 times.
You just grind side missions until you can do all the missions.
No, I would grind 2 specific side missions. All the Hitman targets. They're very easy, and once you know where they are. The Hitman stuff in Saints Row 2 was fun because it was like, they explained it very easily. It was like, you just choose your target from a menu, and then you just go to the area, and then it tells you, like, you don't have to like look and figure it out. It just marks them on the map, like, oh, this is the guys. And then as you got to the harder targets and stuff, there would be like, ooh, decoys, or they would have like defense or whatever. But after you finished all that, you got unlimited pistol ammo. So then you could also go to the fuzz mission near your first apartment, like the really small shitty one, and you can go do those missions, and you get these guns called like the Cobras, and they're like auto pistols. So you would just go get those pistols, dual wield them, infinite ammo. You beat the fucking game. Like, that's what I would do. But like, you could go do all the side missions off the bat and get like infinite ammo before doing the first mission in the game,
or like the third or fourth or whatever.
Oh, well, like the first
mission you get a
non-tutorial mission. So you could do that and become overpowered. But then in Saints Row 3, they were like, oh, you have doing all the side stuff rewards you with nothing except for RP. And the RP is just to make your character better. It doesn't lock you out of the story. And it's technically better for like a person who just wants to play the main game.
But because like
Saints Row 3,
that's a really big complaint.
That's
that's like, I usually say like, the best Spider-Man game is Ultimate Spider-Man because it's got the best narrative. It's like, really, the story was canon for some time in the Ultimate Comics too.
That's cool.
Because it was written by the guy who wrote the Ultimate Comics at that time, Brian Michael Bendis. And so like, you're like, oh, there's like some real verisimilitude here. But the problem is like, the game doesn't let you move forward. Like, you do side missions until you unlock the ability to do the next main mission, which is like not fun. Like, it's lame. And also half of them are like races and shit.
What'd you say?
I said half of them are races.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Like, oh, race the Human Torch.
All right, but the reason why Saints Row 3 sucked, in my opinion, is because Saints Row 2 would just say, go do 1 or 2 side missions. You don't have to even complete it. You just have to do a level or 2. Go do mayhem. Go do insurance fraud. You had all these options that you didn't have to do them. It was just up to you whether or not. Like,
and Saints Row 3 says, do a Japanese game show.
It's a fun minigame. I actually, that's like my favorite one in the game. I love arena combat. Like you're literally, if you have an RPG and doesn't let me go into an arena to grind out, I'm mad.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about Fable 1.
Yeah, well,
When you finish the fucking arena,
if you
you
can't
don't get to
go
go
to a
back in.
fucking gladiator arena in an RPG. Yeah, you're what
No,
the fuck?
well, Fable 1 has a gladiator arena, but you can't restart it.
That's lame.
It's part of the story, and it doesn't become
Final
like a
Fantasy
minigame
VII
afterwards.
Remake has 3 arenas.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I only played 1.
The third one is locked on until you beat the game once, and then you unlock hard mode.
Yeah. All right. So, but then Saints Row 3, what they did is they started to do, like you would do a main story mission,
Yeah.
and then it would give you separate missions, but the missions were just the activities,
Yeah.
like the helicopter escort or snatch or insurance fraud or mayhem, and then tank mayhem. It was like they just straight up were like, you have to do these to get through the main story. And
That's lame.
Like if you like Snatch is one of the worst fucking game like activities in Saints Row.
Which one is it?
That's the one where you're like a pimp
No.
and you have to like go and fucking like pick up, like you have to go steal other like prostitutes and shit and then bring them back to like the beginning of the mission area. And like you just kind of have to keep them alive.
A literal escort mission.
Yeah, then there's another one where you I think it's in
because sometimes sex workers are called escorts.
there's one in Saints Row 2 as well.
Do you get the joke, Ian?
Yeah, I got it. There's one in Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 also had fun variations based off of like if you were doing co-op or not.
Like the one that you shoot poop. Remember that one?
yeah, if you do
Classic.
the one where you shoot poop, you just get a second poop cannon, so you could like shoot on different sides of the street. It doesn't get any harder. It doesn't, but it gets easier. And then there's one where there's an escort mission where you have to drive away from paparazzi
Yeah.
while someone gets dicked down in the back seat.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But if you're in Saints Row 2, if you did it in co-op, one of you was the one dicking down in the back seat.
That's funny.
So you could speed it up by being good at minigame button presses and stuff.
Damn.
So it was always fun, and I always had to make sure. Well, I had to figure out which one it was because I played Saints Row 2 co-op with Stevie,
Yeah.
and he wasn't good at it, so I had to
He was bad
drive
at
for
sex.
way too long.
Damn, rip. Bad at sex.
Yeah, same with insurance fraud and mayhem. Just got more fun with your friends. Yeah. Anyway, Saints Row 3, shit game. Hopefully the new Saints Row is good. I like the business management thing that they like got leaked a while ago.
Yeah, I wonder if that's gonna be cool.
I feel like Saints Row could be like really fun with a morality system. Like it's like obviously you're gonna be going around killing a ton of people, but like what if you just like got like what if you could be like do shit where you could like break the law and the citizens like wouldn't care. Like if you were like a man of the people and they were like knew there was like a corrupt cops around or whatever, if you were super bad and like killed a bunch of civilians and like fucked up a bunch of like like public parks and shit, I don't know, or like made the city shitty, they would like call the cops on you instantly. But if you like did cool stuff for them or like treated them fine, then they would just be like, oop, I didn't see that murder of that gang.
Ian, did you know that they're doing a follow-up to Megamind, which is going to be a CG television series on Peacock called Megamind's Guide to Defending Your City, where he becomes a social media influencer and superhero.
I wish I said my joke instead, which was it's called Smegma Mind.
The original writers of the film are executive producers on the show, and apparently celebrity deathmatch creator Eric Fogel is working on it too.
Oh.
Which I think IMO, if you're born in 1969, you maybe shouldn't write anything about being a social media influencer.
Also, Celebrity Deathmatch is like so fucking like played out.
Yeah.
Like the concept is it was like when I watched
Again,
that
the
as
man
a
is
kid-
53.
Yeah, when I watched that as a kid, it was like, haha, funny hyper violence. But then I like none of the jokes landed. They weren't very good. Like no one fucking thinks about like the classic shows of the early 2000s and the late 90s and goes like, "Oh, Celebrity Deathmatch was so good." Really pushed the boundaries. It's like saying it's almost like no one's favorite show.
Wow, Jonah Hill was the only member of the main cast who showed up in the video games.
Huh? It's probably because he was still like young at the time.
Yeah. Like Will Ferrell, David Cross, and Tina Fey both have like people doing their voice.
What was that fucking show that was on Comedy Central, and it was it was a play on like the real world, but with cartoon characters.
Oh, Drawn Together.
Drawn Together, yeah. Like that's another show. No one goes like, "Oh, I've missed that show."
Yeah.
So good. Well, if you say that, actually, you think cancel culture is real.
Yeah.
You think cancel culture is coming for you in your Ford F-250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what was the one? What was the space one that was like really gross? I remember.
Space Goes Coast to Coast.
No, that's a good one.
That is a good one. So I was hoping you weren't talking about that one.
No, what is it? Fucking, it's like the purple alien guy, and it was really raunchy.
Oh yeah, where he did like it was an ugly fucking alien. Like obviously monster fuckers exist a lot more now, so it's like a lot more common.
Nobody would fuck that guy.
Nobody would. People would fuck Shima Garath.
Hold on. I think I remember.
Purple horny alien.
Tripping the Rift.
Tripping the Rift. Yep, I remember that one. That was its name. That's a horrible fucking show.
Oh, Stephen Root was one of them?
Hey, you gotta make that money.
I guess.
Oh yeah, and it was Stephen Root, Maurice LaMarche.
The series that aired. Oh, we did this.
What?
It's Canada. The Canadian show.
X-rated. It was like super horny. Like,
it was
actually. And I do remember like looking at it as a kid and being like, that is a hot woman.
The Dark Clown Empire. Darth Bobo was the villain. Do you get it?
Darth Bobo?
Darth Bobo. Darph.
No.
Okay, this is funny. The Dark Clown Empire practices actual slavery, and while the Confederation does not, most of its inhabitants are openly described as living in wage slavery.
Yeah, like, okay, so I just fucking read. The main character was
His
voiced by
name's Chode.
Chode McBlob. He was captain of the ship. He saved 6, also called 6 of 1.
I get it.
Which was a joke of 7 of 9. And this actor had 3 different voice actors.
Wow.
6 is an android that was designed as a sex slave. She acts as the ship's science officer thanks to a programming upgrade by Chode, much to his chagrin. This upgrade has also given her a conscience and sense of decency. And then she would still fuck like her way through the show to like save them every episode.
Yeah.
That's
honestly, I would assume the way I think is this show deeply toes the line between regular and pornography. And TV show tropes. So it's an example of look, they really do love each
her
other.
titties were just like out every
Though
episode.
Chode often treats Six like a sex object and regularly demeans her, he genuinely cares for her.
Yeah. I totally understand everything.
Yeah.
You know what other show I just was reminded of from the early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
The show about the crippled people.
I don't remember that one.
Oh man, I gotta find it.
What is it? Katawa Shoujo.
Crippled animated show. Come on, help me out here. Oh no, they're just John Callahan's Quads.
I've never fucking heard of that.
You've never heard of this one?
No.
This was fucking horrible.
I never.
It was on
watched that.
Teletoon at like past midnight, kind of the same time Tripping the Rift would show up on.
I felt like this show showed up way earlier,
Tripping the Rift?
like in the day, because I remember catching this way more, and every time being grossed out by it, even as a kid.
Okay, so John Callahan's Quads was also a Canadian show.
Okay.
I'm not I'm not going to read this right now because I remember this show because I did watch so much of it. I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
It is the concept of the show is a like the main character is this guy in a wheelchair. He got put in a wheelchair because he was in Vegas and he like lost all his fucking money, and then they like threw him down the stairs and like, you know, the whole like, yeah, get out of here, you're broke. But they broke his neck when they did, so he sued them and he became a millionaire. Mm-hmm. So then to like then he bought like millionaire back in the 2000s. So then he bought like a mansion in, I don't know, probably Toronto. I don't know where the show actually takes place. And he meets this like hot redheaded chick who he has sex with a lot, but she like comes to be like his caretaker. But then he like does some virtue signaling shit.
Yeah.
And allows other people to come live in his mansion, and they all become like friends, but they're all horrible people. And one is just a blind guy who has like no eyes, and they really like to show that he had no eyes, like in a really gross way.
Yeah.
Then there was a guy who had hooks for hands, and he would always end up brutally stabbing people with the hooks. That's like the bit. And one dude who was just a head because he sold his entire body for money.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's like, I don't know who this one guy is in the back, I can't remember. And then there's obviously like a dude who's supposed to be like gay. But the most famous person, Paul Haddad was in the show.
Who?
The original voice of Leon Kennedy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No one else really stands out, but the show was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
But I watched so much of it. Because it was just on. Like, you know how that is. When you're like a kid, it's late at night, you're not tired.
Oh, he is quadriplegic.
What?
John Callahan.
Oh, he made it? That's his whole thing?
Yeah, he became a quadriplegic in an auto accident at age 21.
Damn, so good for him.
Yeah. It was like a drunk driving incident. He became a cartoonist by clutching a pen between both hands.
That's why the show looked like shit.
Yeah.
Damn. That's actually, you know what? Good for him.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he made like a bunch of he made like a bunch of cartoons that were featured in things from 1983 until his death 27 years later. He put stuff in a Portland newspaper. There were a controversial nature of cartoons that occasionally led to boycotts and protests. He scoffed at the reactions of critics who labeled his work politically incorrect. My only compass for when I've gone too far is the reactions from people in wheelchairs or with hooks for hands. Like me, they're fed up with people who presume to speak for disabled. Yeah, 2 cartoons were made based on his stuff. Pelswick and Quads.
Yeah.
He died in 2010 following surgery for chronic bed sores.
You know what's crazy about Quads?
Oh my fucking god. I did not know that this movie was based on him. There's a movie starring Joaquin Phoenix, which also features Jonah Hill, Rooney Mara, and Jack Black. It's called Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. Which is about him. It's named after his memoir.
That's fun.
Yeah, because he had obviously very dark humor about himself.
That's a fun name.
Because he's
that's a good joke. Yeah, he won't get very far on foot. You want to know another fun fact about the show Quads?
What?
It was the first show animated completely using the Macromedia Flash software.
And then you know show too.
Nope. You know what came after that? Like, it's literally on the Wikipedia page here. Max and Ruby.
Oh.
Which I just found out. I didn't know this. Max and Ruby's completely Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't air outside of Canada.
Damn.
Anyways, this is the Canadian nostalgia episode.
Yeah. I wonder if that movie's any good. I might check it out.
Remember when Undergrads was supposed to come back?
Isn't it still in the works?
I have no idea anymore. It's one of the well, like I heard about it like before COVID, and then I haven't heard about it since.
Damn.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it's a bummer that they didn't like finish that show. Because it had like the first season ends with like a really good cliffhanger that was like, oh, I can't wait to see what they do next year, and then it's like, the show's been off air for 5 years.
Yep. I'm just looking up now, like Nelvana shows.
Yeah, like other things they made.
I like Bakugan Battle Brawlers.
Ooh.
And Bakugan Battle Brawlers New Vestoria. And Bakugan Gundalian Invaders. And Bakugan Mectanium Surge.
Oh, they were the fuckers with the polar bear logo.
Yeah. They also did a Beyblade. And Wayside.
Damn. Wait, Wayside?
Yeah.
That was a fun show.
The Wayside. Grossology. Class of the Titans, I think, was pretty pog,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly.
That was the one where it was like a class became like...
They made your least favorite show in the world.
What show?
What's your least favorite? Think about it.
Oh, there's tons. Squidbillies?
No, Squidbillies is American. It's
Really?
Canadian. Yeah. Duh.
Sons of Butcher?
No.
Actually, Sons of Butcher wasn't that bad.
Ian, what's your least favorite show? Cartoon. Canadian.
Oh, Being Ian.
Being Ian, anything is possible.
Whoa,
you gotta get the
shot. Or whatever.
It's created by a guy named Ian James Corlett, who created that show and Yvonne of the Yukon. And he was Goku in the ocean, duh!
Alright, King.
The Ian in Being Ian was Goku.
Wait, Roly Poly Oly. Oh, I remember that show now.
Oh, wasn't that the really ugly CG one?
Yeah, like early CGs. Wait, Card Captors.
Oh, they also did.
They did the
16.
dub of Card Captor Sakura.
Damn.
Nelvana did.
I'm 16 and I'm starting to find my way.
Wait, did they do 16?
Yeah.
Oh, the best Canadian show.
Dude, 16's Pog.
They have done the guys who made or like
And they did Clone High.
awesome. My Dad the Rock Star.
Oh, that was the show by the kid of Gene Simmons. That's about him being the kid of Gene Simmons.
Yeah, that was a decent show. It was fun.
Yeah.
God, they did so much. They were like the reason why YTV and Teletoon existed, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's like no, there's like they did like at least produced most of the North America or the Canadian shit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There's a show here called Bay Wheels. It is Beyblade.
Yeah, Beyblade is and then Bay Warriors, Bay Raiders.
Oh, they made a fucking show for the day my butt went psycho.
Yeah, they did.
Oh man, I didn't even know that. I guess I was fucking
Way too
18 when
old,
it came
yeah.
out. I remember reading that book. That's a weird book.
I remember reading all those books.
I don't think I read all of them. I definitely read the first one.
I definitely read many of them.
Yeah.
Oh, the Clone High comeback.
Oh, they're doing it again?
Yeah.
Nice.
HBO Max and Adult Swim. All that shit.
I wonder, it sucks that Gandhi's not going to come back.
Wait, really? Did they announce that?
I believe when they announced that it was coming back that they... Oh, God. I can't leave my foot like that anymore. Well, the show got canceled initially because of Gandhi.
I thought it was canceled for other reasons. Like multiple reasons.
It was canceled for multiple reasons, but Gandhi was one of them.
Okay.
You know, having a man burn himself to death outside of one of your headquarters was kind of like...
That would, definitely like motivate you to do or not do something.
Yeah. If they don't... They better bring back like the whole cast.
Yeah.
Which like... Other than Will Forte, I don't think many of these people are doing much. Like, what was the last thing Michael McDonald was in?
I couldn't tell you.
Because I always remember that he's in Austin Powers 1.
Oh, the creator of a fucking webcomic got to make a opening for Couch Gag on The Simpsons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Spiker Monster. He did Those Springfield Kids is a webcomic
Yeah.
of teenage Bart and Lisa. and they did a couch gag based on that thing, where he got to make one. That's dope.
Man, The Simpsons would have been so cool if like Bart and Lisa actually got like older.
And Maggie.
And Maggie. Maggie's it.
All the future episodes, Maggie's funny.
Well, no, the bits they do with Maggie are funny.
You're right.
Like the one where she the episode in like season 7,
They keep referring to her as Never Stop Talking, but then she like never speaks over in the episodes.
Yeah, when it's the episode where Lisa's gonna get married.
Yeah.
And then they say like, God, that girl just doesn't shut up sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like and then like she's about to sing a song right before the wedding starts or whatever.
And then she gets interrupted.
She gets cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like sometimes.
And I also like
no one has done
she's
an
always
animated
portrayed
show
as being like punk, like really kind of gothy punk. Almost.
Yeah, a very alternative girl.
Yeah, which I think would be fun to explore in a thing. Maybe that webcomic's like that.
There's no fucking like animated like TV show.
Yeah.
Or like animated adult animation, like shit like that. That where they actually grow.
I would say like even kids shows, like it was revolutionary when Adventure Time had Finn age over the course of the series.
Yeah, but then after that it became kind of commonplace. Well, Avatar as well.
Excuse me.
To a lesser extent because the show takes place
Avatar
over, like,
takes
2
place
years.
over like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So he does turn 13.
Yeah. I think he's 14 by the time the show ends.
No. I don't think so. I think he's 14 in the comics.
When I was like, why don't you shut the fuck up, actually? No, I guess that's like the point of adult animation and stuff is it's like you get adults to voice these kids.
Yeah.
So then you can always keep them as kids. But then with like The Simpsons, you get so invested with this fucking family, but then it's like nothing matters. Nothing
But that's
changes.
like what an animated situational comedy is like. You know, you need to you need to have a baseline. You know, it's not like with the only reason characters age on sitcoms live action when they have kid characters like the fucking Olsen twins is because like the actors got older.
Yeah. And then especially like that's the point of some of these shows now, like fucking Modern Family.
Yeah.
Where if you go watch like season 1, it's like they're all like just literal children.
Yeah.
But then if you go watch like the most recent season,
they're in college and they're fucking.
Yeah, there's an episode I can't remember. The daughter they have that's the smart daughter.
Yeah.
Who got like her tits got too big and she had to go get a reduction.
Mm-hmm.
IRL. There's like a part like if you literally go watch season 1 where she's like 10 years old. And she's like, oh, I'm just like, whatever. And then you can, like, Phil's like, be my daughter, be my little girl forever. You know, shit fathers say. Because they're like, I don't want to think about my kids growing old. There's a fucking scene in like the last season. Because I think the show's over now.
Is it? I don't know.
I think it's over and they're going to do spinoffs.
Oh. Yeah, because
all the kids have, like, moved out. So it's like, you might as well go do shows about, like, the popular kids.
Yeah. Or like
but it's that daughter was
like
saying,
how they did the sequel to Blackish called Grown-ish.
Yeah.
Because they're grown.
And it never
because they're grown-ish. They're not quite grown.
But so she has this line where she's like, I'm dating a fireman, I'm a firefighter, I'm having hotter sex than you could ever believe, like imagine or whatever.
Yeah.
And Phil is just like in the background like, come on, man, I don't want to hear my daughter say that.
Damn.
Which
you're fucking a fireman? I bet he's racist.
Hey, firemen actually do a good service.
Yeah, but firemen are also famously racist.
Okay,
in North America.
I just had a racist thought, so I had to keep it down.
Was it? Well, black people can't fight fire.
That's because they don't know what to. I don't know. They're afraid of water or something.
They don't.
No, I actually had a bad one. I'm not saying it.
Okay.
No, like I just is there any show that does spinoffs that ever actually is as good as the original show?
Cheers had a pretty famous spinoff.
Fuck, what was it?
Frasier.
Oh, it was Frasier, yeah. But okay, Frasier, fine, you got me there.
Joey, that show's great. Everybody loves that show. It's better than Friends.
Everyone remembers the Joey spinoff, also not about Joey. It's like a different character.
What?
Like that was the thing with Joey is it's called Joey, but then there's like no reference to Friends, and it's like he has a different name or something.
Wait, his name's not even Joey?
I think it's Joey, but it's not like Joey.
It's not the same Joey?
I'm pretty sure.
It's in the multiverse.
Yeah, it's in the Friends multiverse.
Holy shit.
The multiverse of Friendsmas.
I think the How I Met Your Father limited series that's going on now is like pretty well liked.
Because it's different.
Yeah.
It's not like a spin-off. I think the initial concept that they were trying to do with How I Met Your Father was they were going to tell the mother's perspective.
No, so the plan was always to be like do a different show with the same premise. They were going to launch it right after How I Met Your Mother ended, but the ending of that was so disliked that it didn't happen.
That they waited a while.
But they were going to have specifically Britannic, like the two guys from Britannic were going to be on the show, and the who person meeting the father was now famous director Greta Gerwig.
Okay, but the thing, the ties together with How I Met Your Father and How I Met Your Mother is the apartment and the bar. It's the same set because they reference the person who gave their landlords or whatever or the previous
Being
tenants.
like a couple.
It was Marshall and Lily.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones who held on to it after like the series ended and stuff.
Yeah, so it's you could argue that's not a spinoff; it's a sequel, but you know.
Yeah, I think what would be interesting is to have characters from the previous show up. Mm-hmm. Like do an episode where I don't know how the male characters are. Like maybe one's like down on his luck. He's like shitty at like plays or whatever. Mm-hmm. He tries to hit on one girl and it's like Barney's daughter.
I don't think it's been that long since 2012.
Since 2012, 10 years. You're right. She would only be 10.
She'd be 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be bad.
Yeah, you're hitting at my 10-year-old. Do you want another playbook?
Well, okay. That's the thing. How I Met Your Mother, like on TikTok, like the people on there, just like really, these people think about the show so much.
Yeah.
And my favorite theory now is that Barney's not actually that bad of a guy. He's just Ted is telling like there's no doubt he fucks a lot, and he's definitely
over making him look bad so that they don't feel bad about Ted fucking.
There's
Robin.
nothing. Yeah, that it's like he's being like Barney was always a bad guy. I'm the one who should go fuck your Aunt Robin.
I think that is like, really weird to think of because like he doesn't portray it as that. He doesn't portray him as a bad guy. He says, "Isn't this funny?"
I think it's just like Ted is just such a fucking asshole, actually.
I think he's just a dickhead. Like, I think it's just a poorly written show.
That too,
that's
yeah.
like kind of sexist.
Yeah, because women are just like conquests in that show.
Yeah.
So How I Met Your Father is going to be like Sex in the City, where it's like, ooh, we just fucking men.
I want She-Hulk to be Sex in the City.
Bro.
So bad.
I was like...
I think it
Oh,
might
we can
be.
talk about that.
There was the trailer for She-Hulk. So the CGI, not great in some places.
Not great, yeah.
But
problems.
The vibe, immaculate.
The joke... Okay. They got it. They're like...
She be fucking.
No, she be fucking, and I'm happy for her.
I love it. Nobody fucks... Like, the Eternals fucked. Iron Man fucked in like the first Iron Man, and then like Spider-Man's friends keep referencing the fact that like sex exists and like pornography exists, but nobody be fucking in the MCU.
Yeah,
like when Captain America comes home at the end of Endgame, oh, they just dance. He's not fucking. It should have been, instead of the song playing and you see them dancing through the window, it should have been the song playing and you see him just fucking going to town.
Yeah, it should have been.
It should have been his cock entering her vagina through the window.
You just want to see that actress's vagina.
And Chris Evans's dick, excuse me.
I'm sure you could find it somewhere.
No, but nobody be fucking in the MCU for some reason.
Okay.
And if She-Hulk fucks canonically in the comics a lot, so
I think there's gonna be like aspects of, like I kind of wish they did make her like beefier. I get that it is so like comics accurate what they've done with her.
Yeah,
because She-Hulk is just a tall woman with
who is muscular,
who is shows muscle.
Yeah,
but like she's not as muscular as like Lean Beef Patty.
Yeah,
Robin Swole, popular hot muscly women on TikTok.
Yeah, so like it depends on who's drawing it too, and I think they do want to like keep it away from the era that was created like in 2018, where Jason Aaron wanted to have the regular Hulk on his Avengers team, and then they were like, well, actually, we're writing the best Hulk story ever in Immortal Hulk, so you can't do that. Then he's like, okay, I'll use She-Hulk, and then he makes her like the Hulk, like big, dumb, savage Hulk, She-Hulk, instead of being smart or anything. And I think they want to get away from that because nobody liked it. It sucks, and they've even now retconned her back into normal because the show's coming out in the comics. And guess what? It's fun again because she's a lawyer whom is big.
I think
the
dating in your 30s bit was like
fun.
It ends fun. If it didn't end with that bit, I would have just been disappointed.
Yeah,
but like the guy where he's just like, the guy where he's just like, this is the best date. Like I want to see that whole date
because it sounds fun.
Because because it just seems like she's just like wants dick. So she's like, he's like, this is the best date I've been on in like years.
You want to split some fries?
And then he's like, let's get them to go. And then of course when she's carrying him in the room,
then Bridal carries him, and
that's funny.
Yeah. Like apparently the show's going to be episodic in nature. Like every episode's going to be like a new case that she's working on.
That will probably like lead together,
and it's going to be 9 eps.
Okay,
so that sounds fun. And okay, spoiler
every single
alert,
time there's a 6-episode show.
Alert if this happens, okay, this is rumors. This is fucking rumors.
Is it Charlie?
Not just that.
Cox showing up.
So this is rumors, but if this happens, you can't be mad at me. I'm giving you a warning here. So if you don't want to potentially be spoiled for a thing that I'm not sure actually happens, okay?
Honestly, if you stop listening now after all that, you're kind of pathetic.
Yeah, I know. You're a fucking loser. But rumor has it, so not only does Charlie Cox show up as Daredevil.
Oh, Karen and Foggy.
Huh? No. Jessica Jones is also maybe going to show up.
Okay. Because I heard about the...
What happens is Jessica Jones walks in on She-Hulk and Daredevil fucking. Boom!
That would be kind of funny.
That'd be insane.
Okay. So there was also rumors that did go around as well.
Yeah.
That there's going to be a new Daredevil show.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
That's confirmed?
Yep.
And Karen and Foggy are returning?
We don't know that yet.
I think that's the rumor part.
Coming. Yeah, we know just know Charlie Cox is coming.
But that would be a fun way to actually like to show that they're coming back. Like if that's one of the cases.
If they're like even just in the background.
No, like or her like her rival lawyer in that one was Foggy. Yeah. Karen was a paralegal, right?
Yeah, I mean she kind of started hanging out with Punisher, and then you know,
and then she was like, "Oh man, I love the police," and he's like, "You're not understanding the concept of me right now. I actually hate the cops." And she's like, "But you were a cop." And like, "Oh,
he wasn't a cop. He was a military."
I can't remember all the fucking backstories.
Punisher is a cop in the Spider-Gwen universe where he's a villain.
That's fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because it's a punk universe in the Spider-Gwen universe. It's fairly punk.
Yeah.
So Punisher's a cop and he's a bad guy. And Daredevil's the kingpin.
I kind of just want like spider people to show up in the 616
I know, but
universe.
you know it's not gonna fucking happen because
it's
got to be in a Sony movie.
I know. I think fuck the Sony movies. Like they don't actually own the rights to them anymore.
They do.
No, just take it back. Oh wait, no, because they're renting him.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just give it back.
No.
I don't care enough about the
Spider-Verse is
okay. Give it back after Spider-Verse 2.
But it's a part 1 of 2.
That's what I mean. The whole part, like all of it. Give it back after you release part 1 and go, oh shit.
Yeah. Unless Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
sucks.
it's not. Well, if they were doing like more interesting things with the Spider-Man stuff, like
what are you talking about?
Universe,
we're getting a fucking movie about
Michael Morbius, Venom, and Vulture are teaming up.
No, there's the movie they just announced. The Latino character who literally appears in 2 issues of Spider-Man and isn't a character because the issue's not even about him. They're making a whole movie about that guy
in the fucking like the Sony Spider-Man universe.
Yeah,
just shut up. Just be like, just go. Like, literally, go. Just go to.
You skipped Big Wheel and Rocket Racer. Like people made jokes like, "Oh, they're gonna make a Big Wheel movie and a Rocket Racer movie." They made a movie about a character 80 times more obscure than those guys.
Literally, just go. Just be Mr. Sony, and say we're gonna finish. We're gonna
finish the Morbius cinematic universe.
We're gonna finish Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
and then after that. We'll sell it back to you
the thing,
for $70 billion.
The thing that I heard that a lot of people, excuse me, are talking about is they're thinking that they're going to retcon the Morbius / Venom verse into being the Amazing verse, so they can bring back Andrew Garfield to do more shit.
Okay, that wouldn't be horrible.
Yeah, it wouldn't be terrible.
Especially since Andrew Garfield. So they need to learn from Andrew Garfield right now with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I started hearing interviews after Far No Way Home.
Yeah.
Is that Tom Holland seems like tired.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to do the thing anymore. Let him take time off. Let him go work on other things. Don't keep him as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just let him leave the MCU for a minute.
Yeah, we have, again,
because Andrew
you've got
Garfield,
a great excuse to just not make a Spider-Man movie for a little bit.
Yeah, Andrew
because
Garfield,
you made Tom Holland do 3 movies in a row.
Yeah.
Like he
fucking like 6.
In 2016 he shows up in Civil War, 2017 Homecoming, 2018 Infinity War, 2019 Endgame, 2019 Far From Home, 2021 No Way Home. That's 6 movies where Tom Holland has shown up as Spider-Man in 4 years, 5 years,
and he was only able to do like 2 movies. Other than that, other than that, like
he got to do Uncharted,
and
Chaos Walking.
Oh, then also
he got to do Cherry.
That's 3.
He got to do.
There's one that I can't. I looked at the name of it. Like The Devil All the Time or something.
Oh, The Devil All the Time.
Yeah, he did that movie
Sebastian
as well.
Stan's also in that movie, and so is Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, so he did 4 movies.
Yeah.
He's been very busy. He's like, he wants to fuck like Zendaya a bunch.
Yeah,
while she's working on Euphoria. Like,
he's literally on set half the time, apparently.
Let the guy just fuck off.
Yeah.
And take time to himself, because Andrew Garfield quit being Spider-Man after the Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, because he was like, I don't want to be known as the guy who plays Spider-Man.
No, it's because they canceled 3.
I believe he also just kept, or maybe he was just saying that.
Also, he wanted Donald Glover to show up as Miles Morales and to be gay with him. That's just true.
I don't know.
Would that have been cool?
I don't know, because I like Miles Morales
as younger.
I like the mentorship thing more.
Yeah, that's fair. But also, I'm glad Andrew Garfield wanted that. That sounds like a good thing to want.
Yeah. I don't know. Just like clearly the guy wants to come back. Like, you just got to get give him some time off. Let him take a break. And Andrew Garfield did a lot less.
When you watch that movie, you're like, he seems the most he seems like there's still some wasted potential with his end of the world. You know what I mean? Like 1 and 2, like the other ones all got 3 movies, baby.
Yeah.
But he didn't get as much stuff, and I think I personally am a big fan of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans, so I'd love to see a bit more of that world, that version of it, and that take. I really liked him in No Way Home, and I'd be happy to see more of my boy. I also just think
he was definitely one of the better parts of No Way Home.
Yeah,
like when he shows up, I like how he shows up.
Better than Tobey.
Toby's
just there.
He just walks in.
And to be fair, that's because they did not know if they were able to have who is going to be in that movie until very last minute. So it just happened to be like what is easy to shoot and put in the script.
Yeah, it's like, but like Andrew Garfield definitely was like, they probably got him back in like a lot earlier.
Yeah, he was easy. He was, for whatever reason, an easier lock.
Probably, I don't know. He's not doing much right now.
No, he's doing lots right now.
I mean, like, I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm saying that he's as an actor.
No, as an actor, he's been hold on.
But I'm saying he's probably takes paces himself out a lot more, because he does like more indie shit now.
Yeah.
Like he's not, you don't really hear, like Andrew Garfield's not like a AAA pull. He could be. He's a good actor and people know his name.
So let me just go into his recent works. Between 2018 and 2020, he wasn't in much, but he was in 2020. He was in the movie Mainstream. In 2021, he was in The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Tick Tick Boom, and Spider-Man. He's currently in a HBO or FX TV show. Which one is it? FX TV show called Under the Banner of Heaven, like a 7-episode miniseries movie type thing about a famous thing. And he has
that's the priest thing.
No, it's like the Mormon murder thing.
Yeah, I said what I said.
That's actually exactly what I said.
Actually, I said priest, which is just like fine because it's religion. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So he's getting more work than Toby.
Yeah. Well, Toby seems to just like be like, I'm just gonna chill.
Toby Maguire is like smoking fucking cigarettes nonstop.
Yeah. Just wishing he really had those Russies.
Man, guys, remember when I was in the Pussy Posse?
Guys, remember when I got to pick up the scraps?
Pick up the scraps from Leo. I was like the guy you fuck if you wanted to fuck Leo. You fuck me first.
I was like the guy you wanted to fuck if you
were like not high enough to fuck Leo.
If you like the Secretariat, which I think he was in.
Yeah, I was in Secretariat and Cats and Dogs.
I think that's a horse movie. I can't fucking remember.
There's that really funny bit with like
we're making fun of a 40-year-old man.
Yeah. To be fair,
for being a successful actor in his 20s,
we're making fun of him. I'm making fun of him for being washed up when he was a teen heartthrob.
For never getting the chance to be a real.
And also, straight up, he was in a group called the Pussy Posse.
Yeah.
Who
else was in that?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I know, but like
David Blaine. Harmony Korine.
So just really like Leo was there.
I mean, it was Leo's whole deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
They referred to the Pussy Posse as the Cat Pack in G-rated media.
I saw a clip from like the Oscars like years ago.
Yeah.
And it was hosted by Jack Black and Will Ferrell that year.
Mm-hmm.
And they just started to like threaten. They were like, you know what? We're going to fight the people who are nominated or something. So they're going down the list. They're naming a bunch of like actors. And I think Jack Black was like, Leonardo DiCaprio. Think you're out here trying to win awards and shit? I'm going to beat you with my Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award. And then Will Ferrell gets to Mark Wahlberg like years before they did the other guys.
Yeah.
And there are various other shitty movies they've been in together.
But The Other Guys was good.
The Other Guys is a great movie.
I think... And
it's a great comedy.
This is not an uncommon take, but I think the first, 15 minutes of The Other Guys is funnier than the rest of the movie.
I think The Other Guys does a lot throughout the whole thing.
You're right. But I do think...
There goes my hero. Just like, as you can clearly tell, it's like they are not making it to the bushes.
Yeah. You think of what I'm thinking? Aim for the bushes. Why have those two actors not done
Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock
anything together?
Absolutely, you're so correct. Like, why are they?
They're in like the first 10 minutes of that movie.
Yeah, they're great together.
And they're really funny.
I think The Rock actually he's good. He elevates the people around him.
Yeah.
Not in like a way, like I'm kind of saying in a way of like The Rock's not that good of an actor, but also just like he's really good.
He makes other people look like great actors.
But he's also like he's really good at just like following along and doing
he can
exactly what he's told.
He can yes and what he wants.
Oh, absolutely. He has the funniest he has one of the funniest lines in the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
And like this fucking 7th, actually I think it's the 6th, because they're on a team in the 6th one. Mm-hmm. He walks in to the room to like they're having like the barbecue in the back of the house and shit, and Tyrese
that
says,
funny scene where like they're not even where it's like shot weird.
No, I think you're thinking of 7.
The backyard. There's like a backyard scene that's shot super weird.
There's a backyard scene in every single one of them.
Fuck.
But there's one where it's just that Tyrese is like he shows up. It's scripted because he's big. He's a shiny man. He says, "Hey Mia, hide your baby oil." Yeah. And The Rock just unprompted says, "You better hide that big ass forehead." And like Ludacris is just like next to him, and because I guess they were doing like a multicam setup for this, for this shot. And Ludacris fucking does a spit take. Like, and then in all the interviews, they were like, he wasn't supposed to say anything. The Rock was just supposed to walk through. Like, the baby oil line was in there.
Yeah, but the big ass forehead
line. The big ass forehead line's not supposed to be there. So fucking The Rock said something that made Ludacris do a spit take.
Yeah.
Same with Ludacris. I like him as an actor.
Ludacris is
all he does is play the same character though.
Luda.
Yeah, he plays Ludacris in the movies.
Yeah.
Like, his fucking character, he's like the hacker guy in the Fast and Furious franchise, gets replaced in the 7th by
I was gonna say I cannot
Natalie Emmanuel.
picture. I'm sorry, and if this is offensive to Ludacris, I'm sorry. I don't see Ludacris knowing how to operate a computer.
So
I cannot perceive that as being
in Too
true.
Fast, Too Furious, when he's first introduced,
Yeah.
he is a mechanic.
Okay.
He's a
I'll
he's a
buy that.
mechanic and a local fixer. He like sets up the races and he handles all the money.
Okay.
And it seems he's like there's multiple scenes in the movie where he's doing like gambling shit. Like he's handling the money. There's jet ski races at one point and he's the guy who's like in charge of
I
everything.
could buy that.
Yeah, and he's a mechanic. And in Fast 5,
Mm-hmm.
after they like steal their $9 million, his dream is the sickest like man of the people dream.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I want to go. Like him and Tyrese are talking like right before. He's like, what are you gonna do with the money? And he's like, I'm gonna go back to my hometown, Miami, and open up a shop. And in that shop, I'm gonna charge people cost. I'm not gonna rip them off. I'm just gonna like work, and like if you're broke, I'll let it go. Like he's literally just like that guy.
Yeah.
And then Tyrese is like, you mean you're gonna have all this money and you want to work still and not make more money? And he was just like, I love what I do. And in Fast 5, he is kind of like more of a tech guy as well,
Yeah.
where he does deal with computers and stuff, but it's like just looking at stats.
Okay.
But then in 6, he becomes like supercomputer guy, where like he even like builds something. Like
Yeah.
him and Han together like build like a fucking like this kind of does make more sense because he's a mechanic, but
Yeah.
they build like a fucking like high tech harpoon to like stop fucking the cars they're chasing and shit.
What do you think? Do we know what the title of the next Fast movie is?
I think it's just F10.
F10, not like FX.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Like
Fast X.
Yeah. Because, like, man, I know it's a joke that's been done a million times, but the titling.
It's so bad.
So Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, whatever. That's
Fast
goofy.
and Furious,
It's a
Tokyo
little bit
Drift.
silly.
Sounds like
All
a
right,
spinoff.
it's a spinoff.
They-
It's
they-
practically a spinoff.
It didn't become the 3rd movie until the 4th movie came out.
Well, even until the 5th movie came out.
Yeah, because the 4th movie was
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Because the first one's
dropped-
The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. What if F10 is called The Fast and Furious?
What if
And then F11 is called Fast and the Furious?
What if the 10th one was called The Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, so then we got Fast 5, which like dropped it down to just being very simple.
Yeah.
Then we got Fast and Furious 6, and it's like, okay, clearly some people didn't
And then
understand
Furious
Fast 5.
7.
Then Furious 7, which
Then
is
the Fate of the Furious.
that one's like a good play on words.
Yeah.
And also Fate has like 8
8
in
in
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it like worked,
And then F9.
which was dumb.
Which is like, listen, I think the more letters, the more confused they get.
Yeah. And then that one sucks. Like
Yeah.
I was very excited for it, but like literally watching Suicide Squad where John Cena is just like vibrant and
Yeah.
amazing, and also with Peacemaker and shit.
Yeah. And
then-
you're like, oh, he has so much more potential than what they give
I
him
knew
in
he
this
had so much
movie.
more potential because I've seen Trainwreck.
Yeah.
Like he's so good in like a lot of the
He's
stuff done.
fantastic in Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but then you go watch him in fucking F9 and he's just like, dumb, I didn't kill our dad. I did so. It was a mistake. It was an accident. You're gonna save me once, and I'm gonna turn around and be like the guy who helps you again, and then we're gonna be cool, even though you exiled me for 30 years and put me down like this path of being
Which
like
one's
a
the
mercenary.
Dante?
John Cena.
John Cena's the Dante. He's like funny and like goofy.
No, neither of them are funny and goofy. But like in the oh no, I think I don't know.
I would say he's the Virgil, just the vibe I got from the trailer.
And also he wears blue. John Cena. Okay, so in the plot for F9, there's a really well done like flashback sequence where they have a guy who plays young Vin Diesel and he looks great. He's really good in the scene. But then they have like the guy who plays young John Cena is like 5 inches shorter than him, but they're only supposed to be like 2 years apart.
Yeah.
And they're both like, it's like 17 and 19. It's like, hey, he's not going to turn into John Cena.
Yeah.
So Vin Diesel is the eldest brother.
Okay.
So Virgil shit.
That's a Virgil, even though they're twins.
So 1 point to Virgil.
Yeah.
But so then he's like, him and his brother are in the pit crew.
Mm-hmm.
His dad had a bunch of gambling debt, which they reveal at like the end of the movie, or like they were in debt, and pretty much like
So it was like Daredevil's dad.
the local, yeah, but it's like Daredevil's dad. Yeah, Daredevil's dad was a boxer, right?
Yeah.
And he was supposed to throw the fight, but then he won, and then he gets killed. So he was going to throw.
Yeah.
And what it is they made this special, like this car trick. I think it's real, where you kind of like set this up so that
he did a drift.
No, they set up like a kill switch on the engine, so it would cause him to lose time and therefore realistically have him throw the match, like the race, instead of it just being like, oh my, I'm just going slower than normal. Like make it look like a technical fault and not like a throw. But then something happens where the guy that Vin Diesel ends up beating half to death pits their dad. But to set up this kill switch, it leaves like a gasket open.
So it makes the car blow up?
It makes the car blow up in a fiery explosion. And the reason why this was able to be done was because John Cena, Jacob, did it for the dad and the pit crew. So he was accidentally responsible for his father's death.
So he put in the thing that...
Yeah, and Vin Diesel didn't know about it, but he thought that he just... For some... Like, Vin Diesel goes to prison.
It's a just talk type situation.
Yeah. Vin Diesel goes to prison, meets the two Dominican guys from Fast 4 and Fast 5.
Yeah.
And then they tell him about that concept. That it's like a thing street racers use. And he comes out, he races his brother, exiles him from the world of street racing, and then he goes down darker paths, meets up with villainous people, and they use him to create like a super weapon. So Virgil, thinking that his mother abandoned him to die in the park, is like Jacob being exiled by his brother. And then being sent into like eviler hands, like Virgil meeting Arkham.
Right.
So yeah, John Cena is Virgil. I realized I was arguing against myself in the end there.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, are any of them very fast anymore?
The Fast movies?
Yeah.
Like, do you mean in terms of like the cars, like the speed of the cars?
I'm just gonna leave it.
What?
I'm just gonna leave it up to your interpretation.
I would say they are fast, but I think the runtime of the films is getting a bit too long, which is starting to like wear it down, and also too crazy.
Yeah.
Like they jump the shark really hard. Like where fucking like, you know, everyone loves to make the joke where it's like in the first one they're stealing VHS combo DVD players.
Yeah.
And then in the 9th one, they go to space. And it's like, yeah, that is stupid. And it is dumb that they even went to
Jason
that area.
Momoa is going to be in the next one.
Yeah, he's...
and Brie Larson.
Yeah, he's probably going to play like the... If he's a villain, then he's probably going to be related to like the Rocket for some reason.
Michael Rooker?
That one makes sense.
And Daniela Melchior.
Oh, Michael Rooker was in F9.
Oh. And Daniela Melchior, who played Ratcatcher.
So in F9... they're like the mechanic that their dad like worked with to build like the car for racing and stuff was Michael Rooker, and he took in Jacob when Dom had him like kicked out of there.
Yeah, they apparently they want to bring back Gal Gadot for this one.
They should. If they're going to bring back Han with his stupid ass death, they might as well bring back Gal Gadot.
In 2021, it was confirmed that Dwayne Johnson won't be appearing in any more of them. John Cena wants to come back.
Because John Cena just likes to work.
Yeah. Okay. The person who replaced Justin Lin is now public. It's Louis Leterrier.
I don't know who that is.
Who was the director of The Incredible Hulk.
The 2008 one?
Yeah.
Huh.
And the movie Grimsby. and the movie Now You See Me, and the movie Clash of the Titans, and Transporter 2. Okay, that's actually good. I was like, oh, I'm making fun of it. No, Transporter 1 and 2 are fine. But yeah, the shitty Incredible Hulk, Ed Norton one. But yeah, a lot of not so great movies this guy's directed. But he also did a bunch of episodes of the Lupin French TV show on Netflix.
Well, isn't that like considered to be good?
Yeah, which is good. And the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Netflix show. But he also directed The Takedown, which is a movie starring Omar Sy and Laurent Lafitte. It's like a cop movie. Mm-hmm. I guess this guy's French, so it's probably Louis Leterrier or Leterrier. It is Fast X, by the way, and they've blatantly ripped off X-Men.
It looks bad.
It looks bad, but also they've blatantly ripped off like the first X-Men movie, with like both font choice and the fact that it's got a big X in the back.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our show. Did you like this one with like not as much guidance? This more abstract, more vibey one?
Yeah, definitely like a full like 5 minutes of silence happened throughout this one.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
But more vibey, more fun.
Yeah.
Maybe
a lot of thinking about Canadian
a lot
animation.
of just like random shit we just played around with.
Yeah.
Do you prefer it when we go more organized or more disorganized?
We got to fast without me bringing it up, I think.
No, you brought it up.
I think it felt more diegetic, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you learned... So, okay, here's how we got into Fast and Furious.
Okay.
You learned that some of the people that we were looking up worked on... Oh, DreamWorks did the Fast and Furious Spy Racers.
Oh, yeah, and then I just started talking about how I think that Fast and Furious is getting bad.
Yeah. Probably about an hour of this was Fast and Furious.
I think like 30 minutes.
I wonder if people are going to get mad at Brie Larson for being in Fast 10. Do you think they'll be sexist to her?
I don't know. It depends on how important. I don't think so, actually, because people are like kind of chill about what's her face.
Fast and Furious fans don't know how to use Twitter.
No, they know how to use Twitter, but they have like the wraparound shades and the backwards like fucking like new era caps. So everyone just goes like, "Oh, a racist," and then just like moves on. Who's the fuck? What is her name?
Captain Marvel?
No, she was just in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. People are not mean about that.
Oh,
if she's a villain. Like, if she is, like, Charlize Theron's, like, one of her henchmen.
Yeah.
Like, if Charlize Theron and, like, Jason Momoa and, what's her name again? Brie Larson.
If they were, like, a trio of villains, you think...
Well, it would be Charlize Theron's their boss. Jason Momoa is, like, the new head underling. Kind of like how the guy who played, like, the redheaded
honestly, would you really want to be against those three? They're all really hot and probably seem chill.
Yeah, especially since like the Fast and Furious cast is getting like less hot as like the years go by.
Like
Ludacris and Tyrese still look hot, but like
I wouldn't really call Ludacris hot.
I think he is. I think Ludacris is an attractive man.
I wouldn't say so, but that's based entirely on my mental.
I think also Han, the actor whose name I am.
He's hot.
Yeah, he's hot. Jason Statham, he's like he's bald hot.
He's never been not hot.
Jason Statham isn't a sex symbol, but he is like
Jason Statham isn't ugly, but I wouldn't call him hot.
Yeah. I would say, God, Vin Diesel has like fallen off a fucking cliff. No, like,
I don't think he's ever been very hot.
Go back and look at Fast 1.
He's definitely worse.
In Fast 1, he has like a sex scene with him and Michelle Rodriguez.
The most attractive,
and it is actually like it's sexy, like it's hot.
The most attractive Vin Diesel's ever been was when he played Groot.
Shut up. No, but I will stand by this. Vin Diesel
used to be hot
in the first Fast and the Furious. Is incredibly attractive.
Okay.
Like, it's when he's
do they make jokes about him using spray tan if they made that baby oil joke about The Rock? Or do you think he's too fragile?
He doesn't use spray tan anymore. And also the fur, he's not as, like, bronze as he used to be.
Yeah.
And then in the first Fast and the Furious, I think if he did use spray, like something like that,
Yeah.
it's to match Jordana Brewster, who is like, actually a Latino woman, because she's from Panama.
But he's Italian.
He's Italian, yeah. And his but they kind of like with John Cena,
Yeah.
they pretty much just said like the Torettos
Yeah.
are people who just fuck around the globe. The reason why the siblings don't look alike,
It's because they don't have the same mom.
no, they probably have the same mom. It's just that their father is a genetic, like,
They're the most
mix.
mixed family.
Yeah, they're very mixed. Where like when she's looking at fucking like when Charlize Theron does some fucking like Pierce Hawthorne's dad racism in F9, where she was like, "Ooh, I didn't understand. I see a little bit of a Nordic strain in that brow. I didn't know the Torettos were from the Europe or whatever." Like very clearly, just being like the reason why Vin Diesel's
Yeah.
not as like olive as he used to be and is now like going really white.
Yeah.
And John Cena's just a straight up white guy, but their sister is like fucking brown.
Yeah.
Is them just being like, oh no, they just have so much genes in that pool.
so many. He's just got so much coming to him.
Yeah. He's got 3 nuts and they all produce different ethnicities.
Bro. It's like when Amanda Waller injected Batman's cum into Terry McGinnis's dad in Justice League Unlimited epilogue.
Also,
I don't know.
Dom's kid, like Vin Diesel's kid in this movie, is a straight up like young Latino boy,
Yeah.
and the woman who gave birth to him was Brazilian, but she was like a white Brazilian. I believe the actress who played her is actually Latino, but she was very like fair skinned and had like blonde, like look, probably wasn't natural, but like they were definitely selling it as natural in the film
Yeah.
because she had it in F5,
Yep.
and then she had it in the movie when she came back like 4 movies later.
It was like 8, right? Because she was the reason why he went evil in Fight of the Furious. Mm-hmm. Man, I've seen so few Fast movies, and I spent so much time in my life talking about them. I've seen Fast 5, and I've seen Tokyo Drift, and I've seen both of them once each over 10 years ago.
And then I'm too ingrained in your life bringing them up all the time.
I've straight up spent like exponentially more time in my life talking about Fast and Furious movies than seeing them. But I guess Ian maybe has too, just because he talks about them so much.
I've rewatched the whole series like 3 times, so probably not. And every once in a while I'll just throw one on,
Yeah.
like a background movie.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening and or watching. If you want to see the video version, youtube.com/N8SComedy. If you want to follow me, I'm at The Media Hole on everything. I'm at The Media Hole on Twitter. I'm at The Media Hole on TikTok, at twitch.tv/The Media Hole, and www.whenyourballs.getstuck-to-your-leg.tumblr.com. If you want to find Ian, he's at StrugglesV on everything. He recently came under fire for saying there shouldn't be any women in the Fast and Furious movies. All right, guys. See ya.